wrist, baby. You see my royal oak bust out, 30 diamonds all on the face, diamonds all in my ear, baby. That's how I live, that's how I live. It's my lifestyle, baby. Roll with me to the end of the world. I fly private planes, G4, G5. Come on and get into my ride. I'll pour the drinks. We don't even have a stewardess, babe. Not on my plane. You can get up when you want to, 'cause that's my lifestyle, babe. Ooh, that's how I live. That's my lifestyle, babe. A house on a hill, babe.
I got a question to ask, Nick. I don't know if we can make it a show one.
I'm streaming just so
Do you think-
tell him I'm streaming before he asks me this question. The stream is up just so you know.
Oh, it is
But
up?
you can ask me any question. Go ahead.
Okay.
I just want you to know that before you proceed.
Well, I'm not here real good. So. Oh, but I'm here right here.
Huh?
You I'm streaming up.
Yeah, they're not looking at you, but they can hear you.
They can hear me.
Yeah, just
Hey, motherfuckers. No, I'm kidding.
great introduction.
Thank you. Hey, I'm back, motherfucker. For real. I had cabin fever. 6'9".
It's not online.
That's it. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Let me double check it. Yeah, Maria. Type in Out of the Blue.
I
Yeah.
found it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Can you hear me though, Nick? 'Cause
It sounds a little.
We got
low.
10 people watching.
Keep talking for me.
can you hear me?
Keep talking.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Nick? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I like your voice though. Keep talking.
Whatever. Can I sit here and you still hear me, or do I need to
You can
move?
say wherever you like, Maria. I got you.
I don't want to be
Hey.
up on the mic.
Ain't your shirt?
I know. I got you.
Oh, okay. I was trying to help you out. I'm like, fix it.
I
I'm like, before I turn the camera on. Yeah, okay. I was trying to be discreet, nigga.
Yeah, Nick. Way to go. Really discreet.
I slid to the left and everything.
It's like, fix your shirt.
Fix your shirt.
You know you're peeping.
Hello.
It ain't Friday. So.
Hello. Yeah. Just out of the blue, we don't see our pictures yet. We don't see our faces yet. Okay. We are sponsored by Wendy's today.
Out of the blue, babe.
Oh Lord.
Blue, you ready? All right.
Ooh, I need a couple. I'm sorry, Nick. I
What?
need a couple of phone holders.
This guy.
Couple.
I got 2 phones. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. To the #1 show that you will hear anywhere in this country or any other continent in the world. You're listening to Out of the Blue, starring Blue Mitchell, Maria,
Hey, it's your girl, Maria.
and your boy Danny Green. Out of the blue, y'all. Where anything might come out of our mouths, out of the blue.
A good opinion is everything.
Maria,
It's Maria.
and your boy Danny Green. This show will contain anything you may think you might not hear.
You know when you can't get back? Time. My name
Which means it's out of the blue.
Maria,
We'll say something that you may not even think we might be not thinking about.
Might not think we.
On Facebook?
Pay attention, everybody.
I don't use my Facebook
Understand.
account though.
Okay. That's why the show is called Out of the Blue.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back live right in front of your face. Out of the blue, my name is Blue Mitchell, and I'm here to serve you. Ladies and gentlemen, to the side of me, Maria,
Hey, Blue.
my man 50 Green, he back from Tokyo Watts,
Yeah, I'm back. D Green.
D Green,
With a dope.
and always our guest that you know him, you've seen him before, Mariel.
What's up, everybody? What's up?
The other half of the light-skinned family.
Starting real early.
Starting out with the skin tone.
I figure y'all miss me, so hey. Since I didn't get no sick calls from nobody.
We all,
What's going on? You know what we're going to do? What we're going to do first is find out what the hell D Green been doing. Oh, wait a minute. We forgot about our man, our producer. We can't forget about the Honorable Elijah Nick.
Shalom to the people.
Shalom.
So what you been doing other than not shaving?
Well, at least I kept my word.
Yes, you did. You kept your word.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have been gone, and honestly, between work schedule and then I hurt my shoulder. I was out of commission. My shoulder is finally starting to heal. Don't know how I did it. Nick, little punk ass, just said, "Yo, Nick, I didn't even appreciate that." I said, "Nick, is it a rotator cuff if you hurt yourself?" Like, nah, you just old. I mean, no help.
Is it your left shoulder or your
It's
right
the right
shoulder?
one, but I can do all of this, bro. I can do. Ain't that a bitch? Hey man, I didn't come back for this shit. Okay, I could have stayed home for this abuse, but nah, but I've been doing that, and but everything is going well. I know we're gonna talk about what we'll be doing later, so I don't have to
Oh, yeah.
put that out there. But
Oh, yeah, my bad.
I have to really say right now, ladies and gentlemen, I have been truly blessed by God,
Ah, okay.
and so I'm not taking nothing for granted. I haven't shaved in how long have we been under quarantine? About
5 months. Well, I'm
7
sorry.
weeks.
5 months?
You haven't shaved since the show.
He didn't
Yeah.
say how long we've been.
I jumped in.
Damn,
We-
she just said.
yeah, we ain't
she
say
just
how long we
snitched.
been hiding.
Yeah,
We
she
talking-
just snitched real quick. 5 months,
5
no
months.
shave.
I've been hiding 5 months. I've
Yeah.
been hiding 5 months.
I haven't shaved. The thing was when we first came in, Blue said, "Yo, you have a shave." I said, "Man, I was literally." I didn't think the quarantine was gonna last this long. I gotta be totally honest with you guys. I was just trying to do it as to do something, but I took my hat off. I did a Zoom a week ago with my group, and I took my hat off, and pretty much after 25 minutes of laughter, I put it back on. And didn't say a word, and told them they can all kiss my ass later on. So
Hilarious.
but no, I'm just shouldn't shave. But as a man, I think we all know when you let your beard grow and it grows out, you do know one thing. When it shaves, your face is going to be probably as clear as it's ever been in your life.
Oh, you're gonna be
Is that
smooth.
what
I'll be
You're gonna be
smooth.
the
smooth.
goal is?
You're gonna be smooth.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
Mm,
Yeah.
smooth.
It's been
But
a
this
minute.
as far as my beard go.
Yeah.
It don't grow no more.
Yeah, mine won't grow out though, but it's like, but I know it's there, and I try to comb it out. You know, cause I ain't got that kind of hair.
Yeah.
No Indian in my family.
Yeah. If we go any longer, you need to put a perm on it.
Ain't that a bitch? To talk to Trump and them, then lift this prison sentence we're under.
I gotta stay shaved.
Yeah, I'm not.
Why do you bump?
No, I don't bump. It
He just grow
it gets
fast.
interference on my bump and grind, if you will.
Oh, okay. Look at
See
Oh
what I'm
my
saying?
God.
look at
Yeah,
God.
yeah. That's,
Look God.
I got a special request. Keep it low.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Maria, do you have to shave?
Shave, Maria? Or you just pull
Oh,
the
you
tweezers
went there.
out?
What? Look.
Wait, she
what
got
are
it.
we
I
thought you were
about?
talking about your
She got it
mustache.
there.
Mustache? No, I have.
You
no,
stupid,
I leave
Blue.
it there.
She went.
He
Oh,
went
yeah.
there. He went there.
Because I have one hair like right here that
saw two.
always comes
Oh,
out.
that's called a pluck.
That's what I have.
Well, please pluck it.
Ew.
No, let me tell you why.
That's gross.
Thank you.
Shut
See,
up.
he don't know about to. Hey,
care.
he knows what I'm
It's
about to
there.
say. Every man knows this. A man you could be the finest woman. If we look from the side and see a hair at your chin, man, all bets is off.
It's all right if you're in the circus.
Yeah. We for real. Okay, I'll find you. You could be butt ass nigga. If I see a hair at your chin, I'm like, Maria, you gotta get out the crib.
I've had no problems.
What? Oh, so you have hair on your face now?
I just said I have one hair here.
Okay, I know you ain't had no problem, but obviously you related it to the hair on your face.
Guys,
Well, look, I
okay
got some good news for you. Salons open up today.
whisker or two.
Good job.
You don't
You not have you
I'm
done,
not
you been
ready
doing
to
your own
go.
thing?
I'm doing
Oh, you've
my
been.
own.
Oh, okay. I see you then.
I'm
I
not
can see
ready.
the. I can see it. I can see it.
I'm not ready. It's too early.
You gonna keep just doing your own, huh? Save you a little some money.
Listen, I can't say when I'm going back, but just not this week.
What are you doing?
Maybe not next week.
Salon's open today.
You doing your own hair?
She do her own hair.
Oh, shit, you don't need to go to the salon. That looks nice.
No, you know I usually have it really
In
close
LA
on the
County.
side.
In LA County, I
Let's see what
mean,
size look like.
LA County stretch
It
a
looks
long
good.
ways. This is still LA
But
County.
your hair looks
and
good.
The majority part of the valley.
Did you color your hair?
I always color my own hair though.
Oh, I thought
You
it came
good.
like
You
that.
need to go ahead and do it. Or you can go to. Turn me down. I can't remember. Or you could go to my ex-girlfriend, Tracy Johnson. Oh, it's not Johnson anymore. I think she got married. She's good. She specializes in short hair.
Yeah,
Okay.
you didn't know. She had her own salon before. You didn't know that?
No, she usually yelling at me so she don't give me good information.
What
Well,
number are
there's a
you?
lot of-
3.
It's all the way off. That must be you, Captain.
I hear it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maria had her own salon before.
She did?
Oh, okay.
Where's your salon? Where's your salon at? Turn me
Well,
down just a
okay.
little bit. Blue, turn me down a little bit. She just blew every
I'm
eardrum
telling you,
off.
It's on the end. It's
Oh,
like,
is it? You turned it down a little bit?
It's all the way down to the end.
Okay, I can hear that. That's good.
Can you hear me?
He's
Unfortunately,
getting older. That's all
yes.
that.
Man,
You know
Are
what?
you
I don't
sure?
like I don't like noise anymore,
turn
man.
down your hearing aid. Forget
Man.
about that other part.
Man, I'm too tired of you motherfuckers.
Hey, man.
Make sure I ain't coming here next week. God damn it. Maria, so what have you been up to?
I mean, whoa.
Damn, Blue.
all right, forgot my.
Blue.
Hey, don't let me put on.
Damn, Blue. Hey, Blue, you knocking off.
my man. Hold on.
First of all, Blue.
Put on my man.
Blue, every time your belly hit this, you knock me off. So you're knocking me off because I don't hear this right now. Now I'm knocked out again.
What
That's
do you
the
mean?
first. My mic just went off when you blew your nose
Yo,
and touched
I'm
the.
so mad at that right now.
Yeah, I can't hear myself.
I'm covered by
Blue.
blood.
And Blue be like,
I
Okay,
covered
I-
it's
myself.
allergies.
Yeah, nope.
I'm
Oh,
covered
it's-
by myself.
Blue, I can't hear myself.
You can't hear yourself?
No, I can't.
Because it's all the way off.
Okay.
You hear yourself now?
God
There you
damn.
go.
Oh, come on,
Now,
man.
how about right there?
Yeah, right there. Keep it there. Blue, do me a favor. Don't touch
I'm not
anything else.
touching it, man.
Don't
So mad.
sneeze.
Ain't this
Don't do
my bitch?
nothing.
That's terrible.
We got a coronavirus. People
Yeah.
dying, and you sneeze like, and you didn't even turn. You just turned to Maria's side like.
And
I'm a-
it's all.
But I covered myself. Like, she didn't even get touched.
She didn't get touched.
She didn't get touched. She felt low wind.
Do you know what happens when you sneeze? It's
It's
all the
gonna
way
stay
out
in the
there
room
right
for
now.
About 27 minutes now.
You know,
Damn it.
you know, so let's segue into that.
Yeah,
you know,
Blue.
a sister just died because somebody coughed and sneezed in her face.
A sister did?
The
Not
sister
just
died.
one, but yeah.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
is she getting?
Where did she
singled
die?
out
Well, yeah. Why?
Two people got the contact, but she, 47-year-old, she died actually.
Any reason why she's a standout? Because I would imagine a handful of people got sneezed on or coughed on.
Because
through-
she
through
knew
this whole thing.
exactly.
The situation,
The who
when,
did it.
where, what.
Yeah, she knew
Ooh,
exactly the
that's-
guy. I mean, knew exactly the time, knew when it happened.
Did he do it on purpose?
Didn't say he did it on purpose, but you know,
But that's
At,
kind
at work or a social event?
it was both. They both were at work. They were workers. They both were at work.
Ooh.
where are they working?
And
So,
so
no
both-
one knew he was sick.
and
He was
both workers-
asymptomatic.
Yeah, I guess so. Both workers got sick when he coughed and sneezed on them, but she died from it. The other one
So-
survived.
So they confirmed he had it.
They confirmed he had it.
They should have whooped his ass.
Well,
Well, I'm sure it was an accident.
Oh,
no,
yeah, yeah,
He,
not-
he spit.
That's
Okay,
not bad
Like
accident.
he was talking and kind of like spit out, or actually spit on her on purpose. Like he slobbered
when,
out.
when he coughed, then he spit. Actually, on it says spit in his face. It didn't say purpose or anything like that. It just said she got coughed
Well,
and spit
see,
on.
that's like, what was the point of that story? You need the full details to understand. Was it accidental?
Well, here's the thing. I sent it to you too, so you could have read. But
Damn.
on top
I
of
did,
that,
but my
on
point
top
is
of that,
it's not
She
clear.
checked you. She went at you like, look, what is the scent?
on top of that,
You been changing, girl.
I
It's okay.
I went to get
Mm-hmm.
the antibody checks, which means and mine came back that I never had it and don't have it. So what about you?
So
What
what
did
does
you-
that mean?
what?
You're saying that to say.
That I don't have it.
You got what
And
check?
Confirm. I got and I went to
And
go
so
get the antibodies.
So the sneeze was chill.
So I'm like, my shit is on tight.
Are you being
So what about
serious?
you? I'm very serious.
When
Sound
did you
like
get
Trump.
tested?
2 days ago.
They don't work
Well,
half
shit.
of the
It's
time.
been 2 days in
The
between.
test don't
Anything
work
could
half of the
happen.
time.
No.
Blue.
The antibody test, they take blood from you. See, if you've done it, you'll know about it and you can
No,
tell
I
somebody.
haven't done it.
Like I told you.
I haven't. I don't trust that either.
Yeah.
Tell you.
'Cause that's
No,
not
they-
100% accurate.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
said that's not even 100%
but I'm
accurate.
the blood test?
The antibody.
The antibody
test.
stuff
No,
is
the
not
antibody,
true.
they take your
I
blood.
don't have it.
They
They
take
They
your
said
blood.
they said
No, no,
people
he
are getting
might-
false
What's
tests.
up, y'all?
I ain't talking about in there. That's
No, he
those
said-
tests.
Antibody, I know
Quarantine
what you're
show.
saying.
Yeah,
Hey.
but the antibodies tell you if
They
you
were
had it
just
or had it
talking
before.
about that on CNN 2 days ago, and
Well, let me tell you
there are
something. What
some
test you get?
Inaccurate results.
What test you get?
None, but I didn't just.
Oh, okay,
sneeze.
well, then we
I
don't know
did
if you got it.
You sneeze in.
But you
I
breathing in my area.
I don't have it.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Because-
I got a confirmation.
I haven't been tested.
How do you know?
Because nobody in my house died.
Don't you live alone?
People haven't.
There
in
you
that
go.
time.
There you go.
Hilarious.
Hilarious. Yeah, that is
When
confirmation.
you live by yourself, brother, nobody can get hurt.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying.
Yeah, what?
I just wanted to make you feel better. There's proof in my pudding.
Maria, have you tested
Well, wait,
yourself
wait,
and your
wait.
kids out?
Hold on a second before we go to her
No.
test. When was your last test?
2 days ago, he said.
Well, today's what?
Well, that blew it.
Wednesday.
No, but what's today? Today's Wednesday?
Yes, today's Wednesday.
Oh,
For
so
a
no,
few more
Friday.
hours, yeah.
Friday.
So Friday.
And I ain't been nowhere.
Last
But-
Friday?
So you stayed in the house until
There was only
the show.
One more Friday. Yeah. I've been in my
Oh,
own house
it's been a
since the
whole
show.
lot. That's a whole
I've been
lot.
in my whole-
in
my
between.
house.
Blue.
I've been
Blue
in my
ain't,
house since
Blue
the
ain't
show.
been
Whole lot
nowhere.
of
I ain't been
staying in.
nowhere.
His
You
foot
stayed
is.
indoor
His,
You know what I'm saying?
Memorials?
he ain't got no foot.
You stayed indoor memorials?
I was in
feet
my
hurt.
house Memorial Day.
His feet hurt.
Memorials?
That's right, baby.
Blue got no foot. He can't go nowhere.
Yeah, I got kickball.
He got one leg.
One foot. I got on my brace.
Well,
Listen.
well, anyway, listen. You can't have a test on Friday, come in here on Wednesday, and think, "Hey, I'm straight, everybody."
You know why?
Right.
You know why you
Nah,
can't?
that's
Cause
not
you,
how it works.
I didn't get the results till today.
That's what's crazy about the whole testing.
It's a blood
thing.
test. I didn't get it till today because of the holiday.
I'm saying,
Can you get it from smoking weed with people?
But you know what I'm saying? I'm still want to
Yes,
say
for sure.
I
You
got
have to
something.
Yeah, I might be gone then.
All I got to do, all you can
My
do is me
time
take
might
your
be
word.
short.
Me take your word that y'all ain't got it.
Yeah.
Listen.
I got
And
paperwork.
all
All
we
I
can do is
know.
take
I got
your
paperwork.
word, and we can take.
No,
your
I
word.
got paperwork. You know, mine's certified.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
I'm not trusting the paperwork right about now.
No.
I ain't
Hey.
got nothing.
Hey, but
What?
that,
Trust
that
it
means
up
I
to
got
all
two
that
things of
Friday.
credentials.
I trust you up to that Friday.
Yeah, I got two
Friday's
things of
up to
credentials.
today is- I mean, it's a crapshoot.
Well, I wouldn't have known. I didn't know Friday. I just took it. I didn't know I knew Friday if I had it or not.
I got cabin fever.
See what I'm saying? Look at God.
God is good. Hey, Bruce said, look how God works,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? You know what I'm
2
saying?
days, the
Look
test
at
came
God.
back
Choose
So that's
today, right now, for you
100,000.
to need to sneeze
on you.
on me.
Once again, I just told you I'm all right.
Okay.
At least one thing, if you go, your hair gonna look good.
Right.
Cause your hair look nice.
Look at that. That was a compliment,
Back
and
to
you
the
almost
hair
couldn't
again.
accept that.
She can't accept nothing from me, man.
Yeah,
It was.
I consider
if
her
you
100
go, really?
If I could,
Like you can't just get sick and me be good. Like
Recover? Nah,
yeah,
straight
you
to
went
the
right
grave.
to like.
well,
to the grave.
you always
go.
remember. Remember, if you go to the extreme and then you beat it, you good.
Mario, we didn't ask you what you do this. What
Yeah,
did you do this
Outside of
Memorial
getting
Day
more,
weekend?
get more tattoos.
Memorials? I went to San Diego.
Oh, you went to hang out at the beach.
They were out there.
No, you was out there with
What'd you go to San Diego
No,
for then?
I had
No
my
mask?
No, I had my mask on,
picture. Show me.
sunglasses.
I don't
They were
trust you.
probably the only two. You two were the only one with your mask on.
I only removed my mask for paparazzi, camera, you know.
Oh, I hear you. I hear
I
you.
kept my mask
my
on any
God.
other time.
Who is this nigga?
What?
Yeah.
Paparazzi. Who is-
No.
So in other words, he was trying you. He was telling you he never took it off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say yeah,
That was
yeah.
his way of telling you he
Yeah,
never took it off.
I was just in San Diego. They told me nobody knew this nigga.
I went to
No.
Santa Barbara. I went to Santa Barbara, and the day I went to Santa Barbara, they opened it up.
Wow.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, the only people that had on masks was the people that was with me.
Wow.
Everybody was walking around there with no mask
Look,
on.
All right.
I
Now
live,
they wouldn't let you in the restaurants. You had to. They opened up the street and blocked off the street, and you could drink out and eat out in the street.
This is in Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara.
All right, before we get to Santa Barbara, let me tell you about San Diego.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we stayed at the Intercontinental.
Okay, all right, I see you.
It was all right. It was
he's
nice,
name dropping.
right?
You wait a minute. You
I'm
stayed
giving
at a
everybody
hotel?
an idea
He stayed at
of-
an Intercontinental.
I'm giving everybody an giving
Intercontinental.
everybody an
Yo,
idea
just you keep
Wait a
saying.
minute. Wait, hold up. You stayed at a hotel?
Yeah, the
When we act like
Intercontinental.
you need to know where he was at. The man 40.
No, cause I'm not. I don't know about staying at hotels yet either.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
let's
sorry.
go on with the story.
well,
Hey, Blue, why don't me and you go to the bathroom and let the family talk about this shit? They just gonna step the show. You stayed
Yeah.
at a hotel? The nigga 90. Let him do what he
Well,
want to do.
because that's the next conversation is to talk about that experience. Cause I'm a little afraid to go to the hotel.
But he went. You didn't go.
I know, but his girlfriend is really OCD about the COVID, so I'm
But hotels
a
are
shot.
putting that serious step up on it so people can come
What's
in.
the serious
Let me ask you a
step up?
question,
That's what I
Maria.
like.
They're
Maria.
doing the
Yeah,
spraying
so-
in there.
Where
the
was he?
ultralight.
Where
Go
was
ahead.
he? Where was he supposed to stay?
3-minute run, I can actually
Maria, where was he supposed to stay?
break it down.
Sorry.
Where was he supposed to stay?
I don't know because I didn't even. All I got was a video of the water. I didn't
See?
even know
So,
where
all
it was.
right, so, all right, so
I didn't
everybody,
know.
So he snitched on himself.
all right, everybody, slow down.
Yeah.
Let him
Let's
tell
hear
his
the
story,
story.
y'all.
Thank you,
Let him
Maria.
tell
Okay.
his story,
Yeah.
y'all.
Maria, don't say another
So,
word.
for
Yeah,
some
I
people
will not
that
ask
just
any
might
questions.
be interested.
Yeah,
Hey, how
yeah.
was
Go
that
on, let him
work?
tell his story.
People, abiding,
Yeah, let's not
masking,
worry about
unmasking.
COVID. Go ahead.
Yeah. If he died, he
Well,
died. He
people
good.
were worried about COVID, right? So you first check in and have somebody spraying down the elevator every time someone comes and goes. And it's only one party per elevator. They're real diligent when you first get there. But later in the night, those cleaning people nowhere to be found.
See?
Yeah.
And
Going
the
on.
elevators are even more crowded with people
Yeah.
just moving around and congregating in the lobby.
With no
and
mask
whatnot.
on.
No, they were good about the mask. Like, but half the people didn't know what the rules were. One of the hotel staff came to me and said, "Yes, sir, you got to wear a mask to and from your room to wherever you."
I don't know how people don't know the rules yet. I mean, we 90 days in.
They know the fucking rules.
Yeah.
They just
You know what I'm
decide
saying?
not
We-
to.
yeah, they just don't want. Let me
abide
tell
by
you
them.
something.
Some cities are different, though.
Yeah, I've been to Van Nuys Park.
It's confusing. So in Santa
Confusing.
Barbara, I don't know what the rule was. Maybe
Yeah,
their
it-
hotels you didn't have to wear a mask.
yeah.
I don't know.
If you go to
I mean,
Van
I
Nuys,
only went up
if
for
you
the
go
day.
to Van Nuys
Did they
Park,
have
you
signs
won't-
out though?
There were
Yeah.
signs.
There were signs. So here's the thing: if the city doesn't mandate,
LA
the-
mandating
doesn't-
everything.
I know, but if there is a city that does not, and
Right.
the businesses can still choose
Right.
to ask you to wear a mask. So
Sure,
I'm
yeah.
saying, are they advertising that so people know in this business
No,
you need a mask on?
It wasn't obvious. So the manager came to me when I was walking to the pool and said, "Hey, you wear a mask?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. You see, half the people don't have a mask."
Was
here."
that Rocky
He's like-
Balboa?
He's like, "Yeah, well, we're
Hey,
trying to get
hey, you got a mask on?
Yeah. And he's like, I don't know the rules. He said, "Well, we're trying to enforce it." So that
Let me-
was one day into the.
At least they
trip.
look. At least they trying.
They were trying.
I live in Van Nuys, the Sherman Oaks area. If you've been to the Van Nuys Park, those people down there, white, black, don't care what color, they don't know.
No mask.
They don't,
No mask,
I don't
no
think
social
they. I don't even
distance.
think they know where to buy them.
But everybody's down on the corner down there.
Because nobody has a mask on, nothing. Playing basketball, they sweeping, they playing wall ball. I'm like, come on, man.
So how does that make you feel? Nervous?
No, it makes me mad.
Makes you angry.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
Because I've been actually in Blue Take. We've talked a couple times. I've been staying in the house. So Sunday because if I don't have to go to work or got to go somewhere, I'm staying in the house. And and then I'm driving home and I'm seeing people having fun, walking the dogs. I'm like, I'm sticking to the game plan of what they tell us we're supposed to do. But people, LA is just something, man. They're like, we're gonna do what we want to do. They are everywhere.
I will say this. I think LA's restrictions or stay-at-home orders
Are stronger than a lot of places.
They're stronger, but the
way
people are.
looser than like New York. New York, they're not allowed to be going out and doing what LA.
But it's
people are
worse
doing.
than New York though. That's why.
It is.
Yeah.
But they
Well-
all have we all had the same orders at some point in
But-
the,
Yeah, but
in
every
the-
state,
in the
but every
month.
state gets to open up.
But in New
differently,
York, you're just talking about the inner city in New York. The outsides, all of the suburbs of New York, they saying the people are just doing whatever they want to
Yeah.
do.
I
Well,
thought,
see, and
Probably are.
that's the
It's a lot
problem.
of
So then,
country. Maybe
then
they
we
are.
have the whole racial issue because,
Of what? COVID?
because then
What
you know,
racial issue?
the authorities are enforcing the
Oh,
you
yeah, that
wearing
was
a mask,
ridiculous.
overly enforcing in certain areas,
like
and of course
75
I
that's
am not
more
very happy with the
urban-
police right now. I
with
don't
the
want to talk
urban
about no
folks.
cops.
Well, we're gonna have to eventually.
Oh, I'm
Yes,
trying to.
eventually.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, but let's go back to you being at the pool.
Hold up.
The
So
pool was interesting.
Is this a part of the show or Big Sister?
this is
Check
the
a little
whole
brother.
show because I'm trying to figure
She's
out why
really intrigued about the hotel part.
you
Okay.
were okay with going to the pool without your mask on.
You walk to the pool with your mask on, but when
And
you
then
get
once
to
you
your
get there, you
pool
take
and
it
sit
off?
up at your little lawn
Yeah.
chair, you take your mask
Yeah,
off.
see, I'm
Wait a minute. Can you go swimming?
Yeah, yes.
Because
Did you
that's the
swim?
whole thing about
I
me.
did not.
Is the
But it was
COVID
a
in the pool?
baby-ass pool though, so.
Is the COVID in the pool though? Does anybody know about that?
So I was watching television on
no.
that, and I guess the chlorine would.
Oh,
kill
yeah,
it.
yeah, the chlorine, you're right.
But still, if someone's spraying.
Yeah, it's
So
not
really
the
what-
water; it's the
So
interaction.
really, what you're saying,
Correct.
Maria,
It's not the
Maria,
water.
Maria, is Blue sneezed on you, and this nigga got it. That's what you really say.
What I'm saying is,
That's what you really say.
there needs to be some interviewing moving forward of everybody's. What have you been doing for the last couple of days? Probably before we
Okay, let me say
have
this.
another live session.
Well,
Let me say this.
But Blue
ahead.
said he
This
stayed
was hanging at the
home.
pool.
Blue said he stayed home, but we find out he went to Santa
I
Barbara.
went to Santa Barbara, but I had on a mask the whole time.
So you weren't really
But
home.
you
See,
were
both of
home.
y'all out
But that's my
mingling
point.
with
From
people
the
not
time-
paying
Where your mask
attention.
at? Mine right here in my pocket. Where yours
Blue's
at?
got to get out. He got a baby. Can't
Listen.
keep the kid in the house
But
the whole
y'all
time.
both were out mingling. I wasn't at
Oh,
nobody's
I'm probably higher risk
beach,
here, yeah.
pool, no.
'Cause
No,
I
no, no.
was
Hold
at a
on, hold on, hold on.
Hotel.
Let me tell you something. What is really the difference? And this is real talk. We got to get it from under this.
Yeah.
What's the difference in y'all going into a Ralph's, a Costco,
Yes. I
don't know.
and going? You went to the pool.
know.
What's the difference?
don't
Like,
know.
I'm going in the
is it
Ralph's with
cool
my
in
mask
Ralph's?
on.
You going in the Ralph's with mask on? If you wearing your mask at in the club, you got the same understanding, don't you?
I'm not going to the club.
No, I'm asking.
Not the same
If you feel
comparison.
that your mask can protect you in Ralph's, why can't it protect you at the at the wherever you are?
But y'all weren't wearing. He wasn't wearing his.
He did wear his.
Bam.
I did wear
I got my mask.
Mine got Cadillac on it. See that saying right
So
there?
right now,
Mine
we
got
got-
Cadillac on it.
throughout the hotel. Oh, the gym. They had the gym.
No, you
I
just
was
said
so
you
hyped
didn't
'cause
at the
gym
pool.
was open. Once you got to your lawn chair or whatever, you took your mask off. What I'm saying, when you moved about the hotel, you
And
had
please
your
don't
mask
say
on.
you went to the gym, because this
Oh.
is getting worse.
We went to the gym. It was great.
Your brother got it. Don't worry about it.
Listen,
We gonna
I'm high risk.
We
there
gon-
needed to be an
I'm high
interview.
we
with
gonna
your
give
ass.
Maria a bubble suit.
Hey, hey, man.
See,
my-
she's the one that when you in the elevator, it's like, get off. Shh. Got to spray the elevator down.
Oh, yeah.
I had people walk towards me and then I go like this. Because I'm like, so I got on the elevator at this business, and the lady got on. There was a couple that got on first, and they were on this side of the wall. Then this other girl got on, and she pushed the button quick, and she stood on this side. And I said, look, y'all, if we gonna get it, we gonna get this motherfucker. I literally said that. I said, look, so all of this, relax. So everybody, then the two couple broke down like, you kind of right. Like, 'cause you speak to people, and people don't even want to say nothing. Even if you say hi, they don't want to speak. Got mask on and everything.
It's
crazy.
We can't live
In
like
fear. I'm
we
not gonna live
can't
in
go
fear,
from
bro.
where we are to all the way here,
Right.
and stay here. It's too drastic. It's got to be some. We got to come up out of this at some point in time. This is crazy.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm
She's
crazy.
she's paranoid kind of girl. She's got a girl drive you crazy.
Look, she ain't that paranoid. You got a mask with you right now?
Yep.
Where is it?
Don't point. I want to see.
Yeah, show me the mask.
Show me the mask.
Meanwhile, Blue, you just saw my mask.
No, I didn't.
I just saw you 2 days ago.
I'm talking about today.
It was the same mask. Here's my mask.
That little sock.
That
man,
little
is
sock
the
is a
hell
damn
that catching?
sock.
What do you mean a sock? It's a mask.
Man,
That ain't
look,
gonna catch
I
nothing.
you got a better
All
chance
sorts
with
of
the one on your
viruses
foot.
coming through there.
Putting your sock on your foot and put it on your face.
You're done. You're
First
done.
of all, it's so thick. I need a new one because it's getting too
Oh
hot
my
to
God!
wear.
When the
It's
last
super
time you
thick.
washed that one?
Every
last-
couple days.
the last
They
time
say
she
wash
washed
them
it,
every
Oh, a couple of days.
Yeah, how often are you supposed to wash it? They said every couple of days.
Oh, so you're listening to him now?
When was I not?
When you didn't wash it yesterday? Because a
Okay.
couple of days is 2 days, so it should be washed. The last time you washed it was a Friday.
Okay.
You're under punishment. Don't nobody leave the house tonight.
I'm just messing with you.
I have multiple in the
I'm
car.
just
They're in the
messing with
house.
you.
They're all over the place.
Well, we're happy.
Well,
I'm happy
no
everybody's
doubt.
safe though.
Everybody, let's let everybody be safe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maria sent me this
let's
article.
be a little more conscious of being safe over here.
What you need to do is be able to communicate with your
hey.
brother more than you would have to wait to the show to call him out.
Actually, I said he sent me a video, and I was like, "Where he at?" You still haven't responded, so I didn't know where he was.
But he here like God
Because he
damn it.
probably
I
didn't
should've
want you to be like,
yeah, I should have did this.
what you
messing,
doing?
Yeah, messing up my whole time.
Why are you at the hotel? Hotel? Why you at the just now? She was like, you went to
Yeah,
the hotel?
yeah.
When she first said it, I thought she was like, oh, so you just
Gonna go without me, something like that.
You're
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm thinking. Like, yeah,
that he was doing things with his life.
yeah. He was doing his life. Him and his woman
That's what I
were having a
first-
year.
That's what I first thought she was upset about.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was just because
Hey,
it was
Blue.
the hotel. Yes, sir.
You're gonna have to work on your workout a little bit because every time your stomach hits it, my mic's off. So we're gonna get this together.
How you know that ain't my penis?
Well, I just I don't know, man. All right, that's a little better.
Okay.
It's good to be home.
So Maria sent me this article about Well, it wasn't an article. First, she was telling the story about her brother has sent her about his nephew playing sports at this park.
Okay.
She called in at the park, and the park basically was shut down because they are housing in the rec centers of all the parks homeless.
So she snitched.
No.
Oh.
She was just letting me know.
Oh, I thought you said.
She asked
the way
me,
you
did
told
I
the
know?
sto- oh no, the way you told the story was like Maria
Oh,
Maria
no.
called the park, and then the
She
park
asked
got
me,
shut
did I
down.
know that they
Oh.
are shutting the parks down because they're housing homeless in the rec centers?
Where at?
Yeah, I was inquiring.
in
about-
LA?
And
In
a lot
LA?
of them. And in LA, yeah. It's a
Wow.
bunch of them.
I never heard that one.
Mayor Garcetti set it up.
There's
13
20 parks.
locations
Oh,
right
20.
now.
Oh,
Yeah.
One's right down.
Let
she
me-
told me 20. It was the one right down
let
the
me
street.
tell you, as bad as this COVID is and all that,
1,600 beds.
let me tell you something. As much as people think people are crazy, I saw the craziest thing when I went to El Polo Loco.
Right.
It was a homeless dude, homeless, raggedy, everything. Guess what? When he walked in El Polo Loco, he said, put his mask on. I was like, and had a nice mask. I was like, damn, I wanted to ask him, like, yo, where you come from?
And man, the homeless mean you just don't have a place to stay. You got sense.
You got sense. That's what I'm saying. But that's another good point.
Yeah.
Because all these people we keep saying have mental issues and things like that. Do you notice for a long period of time during this COVID, there were no major crimes. There was no major shootings. So maybe people ain't as crazy as they are. They just want to get on the outside and act crazy.
Hilarious.
I agree with Dannon on that one.
Oh my God.
I was shocked when I seen this guy at 7-Eleven my whole life basically, and I assumed he was slow,
Yeah.
you know, but I popped up and this nigga put his mask on.
Put his on, didn't he? Walked in.
So I said, wait a minute, you got enough sense, nigga, not
Yeah.
to want to die from
Yeah.
COVID.
That's that understanding the country down.
Okay, right.
That's
right.
that dude you see in the street. Jesus is good. Just tripping the whole time. They're like, yo, man, and then talks to you. Yo, man, can you put your mask on if I take this $1? What the hell?
All right, so we're going to have all these different segments, and one of the segments is going to be pissed off to the highest of pissed off.
Oh, Lord. Y'all know I'm pissed right now, so.
I want you to tell me, each individual, tell me one thing that pissed y'all off to the highest of festivity this week. We're going to
I feel
start
like
with
there was so
Mario.
many things.
Well, we only need one, baby.
This week?
This week, or last week. However, the last time I seen you.
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind.
Go ahead.
Is the
You know what about You can say it, brother. We're going to talk about it anyway. I know what you're going to say.
all right.
Shit.
I mean, first thing comes to mind.
Killing that
is
brother.
The knee on the neck.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
like,
I need it.
You know, I've had interactions with police, and not all of them great.
Okay.
In fact, I have a scar to show, and it's crazy. It's mind-boggling. It's upsetting, and that
What part is
the
upsetting?
highest of pissed off.
You said police, but you didn't say in what understanding.
Well, we're talking.
He did.
About
He talked about the brother when they killed the brother
Mr.
with his
Floyd.
knee.
Right, what was his
George
name?
Floyd, I believe.
Yes.
George Floyd.
George Floyd.
Okay.
Where the officer and my sister, I was getting on my sister because I said one cop, she said 4 cops, and
It was
I didn't-
3,
I hadn't,
actually.
I hadn't realized
4.
that.
No,
Yeah.
3 was on him.
It's George Floyd.
It's one
No.
on his neck and then two
in the
other-
back, right.
2 or 3 in the back.
No,
I
2 in the
said-
back. It's
that
3.
you don't see
Yeah.
immediately.
It's one on his
Right.
neck, 2 on his back, and the one that was the one they
Watching
charged. The
or
one they
whatever,
charged him
right.
too.
Well, we're gonna go back to
That's
this, but
shocking.
I was saying 4 killed him. I think.
Yeah.
But I have a
4
reason why I
responsible.
feel
4
4. Yeah, my
responsible.
thought was because I felt all
Sure,
4 were
sure.
responsible.
That
Your
was
response was
wild.
like just 1.
Yeah, because I didn't realize that there were 2 other cops on his lower half.
Because they kept showing the one side.
Yeah.
Until you saw someone had a
Like, what
someone had a
the hell
picture
is
from the
that?
other side of the street
That's so
that showed that
crazy.
angle where they were on it. Yeah.
In there.
Can I really say
So,
so? I'm not gonna talk on it because
mind-boggling.
this is your segment, but
No,
that was the
No,
first
no,
time.
we're going to go
Yes,
back
okay.
to that.
Was
So,
this-
that made me pissed.
Go ahead.
no, we'll go back to that.
Okay.
What's your highest? What's your pissed off to the highest pissed off?
My pissed off to the highest festivity is my neighbor. I caught him in a lie.
Oh, okay. All right.
My neighbor,
He said he had sugar and he didn't.
he should have sugar. Now this ain't a racial comment, but
What?
got a Mexican boy living down below me.
Okay.
Nothing racial about that.
No,
Thank you.
Mexican boy.
Appreciate it. And he got every television and radio thing connected to his computers.
Right.
No, sorry, not his computers, speakers. So he blows me out the water. Everything, man. So I go down there, man, and this is going on. This is a going on thing with him.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, my man. So I go down there knocking, man. Yo, can you? So finally I go to the landlord, and then she made me mad one time. She's like, that ain't. It's not him. I said, Lucy, it's him.
What is your landlord Jamaican?
No, I said, Lucy.
Wait, Dad. We got a phone call. Who is it? What's cracking?
Hey, this is a guest of Maria.
Oh, what's up, my man?
it's
I
so
see
early,
you. I
sorry.
see you.
Is he early?
You're on time, my brother.
I am trying to be on time. Don't want to hold anybody up.
Well, you're not, man. You 10 minutes early, but that's all right.
Yeah, man.
because,
Thanks for calling in the middle of my
hey,
segment.
You come
God
early,
damn.
you leave late. What's going on, my man?
Really?
Fucking-
What's
Hey,
going on
Matt,
with you,
how
my
are
man? You kind of called at the time that Danny was about to mention his views on this cop thing or the situation with George Floyd. But I'm gonna leave it in the hands of our first lady, Sister Sister Maria.
Hey, Matt, how are you?
How you doing, Maria?
Hey, I'm so good. Sorry, I was trying to like pull up your information so I can give you a proper intro, and I can barely read. And
She won't wear them
you
glasses.
popped
I told her
you
quit
popped in
playing.
So
She
fast.
got COVID in the eyeball.
I do.
Quit playing.
So,
It's all good.
Matt, I just want to share with our viewers your background. You are a retired police officer for Pennsylvania, state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Pennsylvania
What's-
State Police,
Pennsylvania-
retired with 20 years of service, and I'm dating myself, back in 2014. So I did 20 years, and that's what we were doing. So
Okay, that's not gonna work. Sorry, Matt.
can you guys hear me?
No, I can hear you now. So I just also want to share with everyone, Matt, why I asked you to get on the call today. You were introduced to me. Has it been like 4 years now?
It's your story.
3, 4
4 or
years?
5 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. So Matt
Been a
was
minute.
introduced to me based on a program that he has called Character Be About It, and I'm gonna actually let him share the details. Is that cool, Matt?
That works.
Okay.
Yeah, Maria and I, I've been watching you guys' show, so you guys are killing it, doing a great job.
I appreciate you, my man.
Keep doing your thing. I'm out east here. It's not snowing, so it's all good. It's all good. But I met Maria back when we were playing a basketball game, actually a charity basketball game for the youth in the Philadelphia area. It was the Pennsylvania State Police versus the New Jersey State Police, which we
Crime
did
on
that,
crime.
Maria, I think you remember that. Just saying. But no, the program Character Be About It was started before I retired, when a couple educators approached me about law enforcement and student relationships.
Okay.
And so I was just trying to do my thing, and they approached me and said, hey, Matt, you're the guy that needs to start this character program with K through 8 students working on character development with youth, K through 8 youth that might not be getting scientific and essential character traits like integrity, self-regulation, hope, kindness, fairness, might not be getting these traits at home.
Getting structure. Okay.
So we developed a curriculum, and I've raised over $1 million in 4 years,
Oh, look at that.
and it's just something started from scratch. So I'm the president and CEO of the program, and it's been working. The data, the third-party evaluation by Penn State is showing the program is working. Students are making better decisions, staying out of trouble, staying in school, avoiding the bullying and those different dynamics. So when crazy situations happen like this in Minneapolis and New York and all over, Maria and I were talking earlier, it's not going to change, and it's been going on for umpteen years, but the cell phone and the videos have made it prevalent, and everyone is seeing it now.
Okay.
Can I ask you?
But
Can I interject? Ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Um,
Go ahead.
Well, the first question is, I know it's the program for the kids, but is this program also teaching how the police officers and stuff should interact with the students as well, or kids?
Absolutely, because what we're training them, it's a two-way street.
Right.
Just a totally two-way street. If a police officer or a firefighter or EMS are not showing and demonstrating character that millions of people see on TV, as take for part what just happened, then you're putting the program and the youth back 20, 30 years, because now they don't have faith in an officer coming to the house for a domestic or a crash. Now they're thinking every police officer is in that realm.
Okay.
In actuality, it's 1% or less that you see in the media that are causing and doing these terrible
Well,
things.
I have to disagree on the 1% part, because we keep saying that it's more good cops than bad cops, but we're seeing a whole bunch of situations. And I wanted to say, I think we're all old enough here on the panel and yourself. We grew up with newspapers, because I'm from Philadelphia.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
And I used to watch the news. And when you read the newspaper, especially when we grew up, you would read the newspaper and you might hear a story about, the cop shot a guy and he had a gun. And because we read the newspaper, we would go, hey, brother shouldn't have had no gun, and kind of kept it pushing. With the cell phones, we're learning now that a lot of these 1% is not really 1%, because the evidence is starting to come out there more, where if it wasn't for cell phones, we would not have seen it. Just like yesterday's situation. If it wasn't for cell phones,
right.
we wouldn't have seen it.
Right.
And I'm not, I'm actually trying to turn the leaf. Usually I'm a more of a, probably a knucklehead on here talking about the police, but I want to say this. When I saw yesterday, it's very, I can't lie to you. It's just, it was the first time I looked at something that made me nauseous. Now we've seen a number of police killings, but to see a man literally get killed, like literally, I watched the 7 minutes, and the dude had his knee on him for 5. It makes I wonder how, related to what your program is. How can you guys talk to kids and get the faith in them when they're going to see that, that video and go, oh, well, that's just an isolated incident? What do you say to that?
Just what I said earlier. It puts the program back to 2012 when I started the program. It puts it back in the beginning stages, because what the guys and girls are teaching, it just goes for nothing.
Right.
So it puts the program back, because you have an act like this that millions and millions of people are out there witnessing. And so now we got to start from scratch to do this all over again, to build up these students' hope that they can go and do something productive. And it's just a sad situation. And guess what? It's not going to be the last one. It's going to happen again.
No, you're right. I agree.
So you have to
Can
show
I-
good presence as well as the bad presence. So you got to match the bad presence with good presence, which is your program, right?
That's what we're trying to do.
So,
One student at a time.
Matt, can I share with him one of the things that really impressed me about the program was, I feel like I asked you a lot of questions, and before I was okay or feeling comfortable with being on board and really promoting the program, it was really important for me, for you, one piece of the puzzle, because I don't think you've really explained the full program, but one important piece of the program is you are really tuning into the specific officers that are chosen to go into the school and work with the students, and specifically, intentionally, you're not necessarily choosing black officers to go in there because they look like, those students. The intent is for you to recruit and get, say, Caucasian officers, so that they are working in those communities and that they are able to relate, understand, and build a good relationship within the communities that they're working in, correct?
Absolutely. And in my numbers, I've had female, white, black. My brother is actually a current state trooper here in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
He's a part of the program. And so with my numbers and my data showing the program works in an urban, Erie's not Philadelphia or LA, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But the city school system is diverse in itself, and I have primarily majority Caucasian officers, and the data is still showing that those students are making good choices and doing what they need to do. So if that can happen with selected and trained officers or troopers, however you want to call it, then I know it can work in Chicago on a small scale and build up LA or anywhere we take it and do it the right way.
Can I ask you a question? Your officers that you're picking, Okay,
Yep.
when one of the problems that LA has is this. It might be larger now, but I know back when the Simi Valley with the Rodney King situation happened, 85% of the police officers didn't live in Los Angeles.
Still don't.
Right? No, I'm saying the numbers are probably higher now. So what I'm saying, at that time, I know they said at least 80 to 85% of the LA police officers don't live in LA. So my point being is, because this is really disturbing to me where, like, and I'm listening to what you're saying, and it sounds like a great program, but you're picking officers. How many officers are you picking that really understand the inner city? How many officers are you getting that can really come in and go, you know what, I know if this kid would yell at me, and I'm not talking just because when black people talk with black people, let's just keep it real. As a man, we know if this guy is going to escalate the situation. We can say, come on, dog, come on, man, chill. When you get these white officers in there that see these young kids that get hot, and it may not mean that they trying to get busy, they just don't know how to express themselves. How are you gaining these officers in positions that can do what you're doing at your program? Because
Great question.
I don't see how they. I'm sorry. I don't see how they're coming into these inner cities and talking to these kids if they don't have a relationship or understanding about them.
Here's a great situation. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
Yes,
Yeah, we
sir.
got you.
We got you.
Here's a great situation that I've been able to have in part of my program. I've got majority of my officers don't come from inner cities. They come from the outside. They come from the rural areas. Guess what? I have 4 former teachers that are now troopers going into school that have went to school in diverse back areas and locations. So, granted, that can't happen all over the place, and I have troopers that live 45 minutes away. So, the premise of what Maria had said, selecting those guys and girls that want to go into school, that know that they're going to be working with inner city youth, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, that are going to understand that they have a different culture and background, poverty, all those different things. Knowing
they
that
wanna
have
make a
to work with
difference.
those youth and that they want to work with them. I don't go out and select anybody. They come to me. They know all my program. My brother is a recruiter, so they're coming to me wanting to go into the school, work with inner city youth, and so I got it easy. And that's the way I would recruit and scale this program anywhere. It might be 10 schools in one city. It might be 30 in one city. So those numbers will dictate is how many troopers or how many officers want to be a part of the program and work with those youth.
So you want to start with the people that first want to be a part. You know, I want to answer Danny's. So Danny, most of the time, if you're a probation officer or you are a police officer,
Right.
even if you're from the hood, once you become that, the protocol is you don't want to live where you police. So that's the reason why they live outside of take their families outside of the city that they police in, or the county that they police in. My question to you is, we understand that information is the key to developing whatever situation you're trying to grow from, right? So, along with your teaching these kids, are you also teaching what laws work for them and what laws don't work for them to help them be able to understand what not to do or where not to be when they're to get in bad situations?
The program, that's a good question, and I'll answer that. So the program's premise is basically based off these 12 scientifically studied character traits.
Okay.
So in addition to that, now my program goes 32 weeks, almost the entire school year.
Wow.
So the officers are in school 1 day a week for 5 to 6 hours,
Okay.
working with the students, going to lunch. They're in plain clothes, they're not in uniform, developing a relationship and rapport with the students.
Okay.
So in addition to the traits that they're working on that day, they're going to get questions of, my dad. The police just came to my house and had to arrest my dad. I mean, it all comes out. You know. The
Okay.
Kids let it slide. So the officers have to deal with so many different situations and questioning, and so the program is not designed to go in and say, okay, when you're out in the street, do this and that. But that happens by default.
Right.
That happens, okay, make sure you're doing this, or if you can do this or that. So those things are happening by default, but it's not exactly the premise of the program where we're talking about the do's and don'ts.
Yeah, I
hope
think
that-
not to cut you off,
Does
but
that make
I
sense?
think yeah, it does. But here's my issue with that in a small way.
Okay.
If and obviously you just kind of said you don't emphasize that, because when you start emphasizing to the kids what you should do and what you shouldn't do in the street, it's almost like you start policing. So you're not really building a relationship. You're telling the kid, look, this is what you don't need to do. Now we do need that information. I know my mom told me what not to do in the street, and quite sure Blue and everybody else.
But you need to know the laws,
You need
because
to-
most of the time,
Yeah,
it's because
but-
we don't know the laws.
Yeah, but I think what's going on now, Blue, and I could be wrong. If
This
I'm
is
wrong,
also kindergarten to 8th grade.
Yeah.
Just so
okay.
you understand.
Yeah, but still, I think what's happening now is because we're starting to see, we can start seeing videos not every now and then, but we're starting to see all of these crimes committed on officers to these kids. A kid is going to put it this way. We were just sitting here, Maria, his brother, her brother, and Blue and I. We were all sitting here, and we just said, "How many cops was on this dude?" Because nobody can really see the angle, so we all talk about the different angles. You have to know that if a child sees that, their question is not even going to be only how many people was on him. What did he do to warrant that? When they can look at different videos and say, "Wait a minute, he was just walking across the street." What really made me sick watching that, and I know it's not off the subject a little bit, is actually there was unfortunately urine pouring from under the truck to the front where his bowels released. So
Yep.
when you're trying to talk to a kid, I got a godson, and I'm looking at him like he's gonna be big, and I'm wondering like, okay, even if you have a program like you have, I really believe in my heart, it's more of the officer's responsibility to know how to deal with these people, these people with children and people of different nationalities. Because no matter how many officers and state troopers you have coming to school and you're kind of helping and motivating them, you don't know how those kids are going to act in a certain situation. And it's really up to the cop. You don't know how they're going to act. I mean, we've had this cop, we had the wannabe cops down in Georgia shoot the dude, and one was a police officer.
Right.
Citizen arrest. I mean, you can say it's legal, but they shot him for no reason. Then we have the gentleman in Minneapolis.
To be clear, there was nothing legal about what happened
Well,
in Georgia.
it's not. You know what? But I'm trying to play the other side. I know what you're saying, but I'm playing the other side of the fence because people can say you can do a citizen arrest. There wasn't nothing legal about that either. You're absolutely right. There was nothing good about that whole situation. And I guess for me, man, I really like your program. I think it's a great program. It sounds like a wonderful program. But I think we have so many problems with officers keep in police departments saying more training, more training. So what you're doing is you're training the kids, but where is that translating to the officers that are going to be interacting with these kids? I should say, in terms of your officers as well.
Well, can I say, Matt, one thing I know you and I have talked about extensively about that specifically is, we believe that in order to make a change, like, I don't know how much of a change we're going to see in our lifetime, but I do believe that it does start with our children. It does start with us being able to have our youth grow up and for us to be able to have more decision makers who do have morals and who are in the right positions to be able to help when situations like this happen. We need more individuals in the right positions to not allow bad police officers to get away with what they've been getting away with for a very long time. And I don't know that that's going to happen, that you can go through and fire through all the police departments now. I really do think it does start with our youth. And
It starts with the youth, Maria. I agree with you. But what's happening is, I told you guys before, I used to date a cop. And she used to tell me, when these kids, I don't want to say kids, when these boys, and she was saying white boys, get this gun on their hip, their whole, your mentality changes.
they do, but maybe the answer is for us to have less white cops. Maybe we need more
I think any nationality can abuse power.
Well, they
It don't
can.
have
Well,
to do
That
with
is
color.
true. But I didn't
think
say-
anybody
But
can
you're seeing
abuse
it
power.
more with
But my point,
white
yeah,
cops.
a cop is a cop. to me.
Okay.
And
That's not true, though. I mean,
I
that's you
said-
have the you can
First of
have
all,
your opinion.
Yeah, that's
but
my
that's
opinion.
not true.
To me, a cop is a cop.
You know the reason why we really can't do that, Danny?
what? Why?
Because that would be we are the product of a black dude is a black dude.
Right.
Okay. Then
We are a product of being put into
A box.
a box.
Okay, so I'll
So we
rephrase that.
cannot have that frame of mind
Okay.
because then we're okaying them having a frame of mind of what they've never met one, they don't have a friend, but they see it on the news and we're depicted as these monstrous, mean,
Right.
aggressive.
Super predator.
Yes.
Okay,
and
but,
so
but you know what? But the problem is
What?
the problem is with that Blue is that we are looked that way, even if it ain't the cop situation. With the lady in
But
hold
we
on.
are because
the lady
they-
in New York
because
with
they
the
put us
dog
in a box.
But that doesn't mean you have to be a cop. It can be any situation. Go ahead, Marie.
Sorry, Matt. Are you
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
Matt? Okay. So I just really want to, because I don't want to keep Matt on the phone while we
Matt
go
might
into
like
you're
hanging with
fine.
us.
No, that's good. I like
Well-
it. That's good conversation.
Man ain't got nothing
I-
to do. I'm retired.
Well, because you know,
Let me hit
Go
on
ahead,
Blue's,
Doc.
let me hit on Blue's point there
Yeah.
regarding the program. It's the change of the program in regard to the characteristics versus
Right.
being educating the youth with, basically street smarts and what not to do and the things to do and not to do. But
Okay.
that my program can evolve. I'm not opposed. My program is changing to a technical platform currently as we speak, where with this coronavirus now I'm going to put the program on a platform where these things can be done digitally. So as a part of that process, there can be some guidelines on how to act and how not to act,
Okay.
or what can help you stay safe in the community. So I'm not opposed to that. So that's a good point.
well, we did talk about that a little bit too. I think the hard thing for me, Dannon, is when you give a blanket statement like that, and then like after what we saw with George Floyd was his name, right?
Yes.
I made several phone calls over the last 2 days to police officers, and Matt was one of them I called today, and not one of them doesn't feel like the way we feel. So
Yeah, but
I feel like
feeling that way, let's go, because it's not a blanket statement. Because let's put it this way. We can only go, everybody here can only go what we've been seeing. And each time something happens, I go, wow, that's the worst killing I've seen. And
So
then-
wait a minute. Would you feel better if people started videotaping police officers doing their job, and if we were seeing more of people doing their job versus them not doing their job? Would that make it any different?
That doesn't make sense of what you, that doesn't make sense of what you're saying.
No, because you said we only can judge what we see. She's
Right.
saying that would you feel better if it was
Well, they
the video?
No. I would feel better.
Yeah, but we're not seeing
Oh,
that.
this is-
Nobody's
But you
posting.
can.
Oh,
Okay,
look what this
no,
officer did.
Let me-
Did a good job doing
Well, you
his
know what?
job.
You know what? Well, then maybe they should. Because
That's why I'm asking the question.
I am, and I'm answering it. Because here's the problem. Even though this brother has a great program on the East Coast,
Okay.
we're still not hearing about programs. See, to me, it's common sense. If you got your knee on a brother's throat, and the
We
dude,
all
let me
agree.
finish, because you asked me a question.
What?
You said, ask me a question, let me
Are you
finish.
saying but?
No,
He has a good program, but
You gonna let me finish, or you
Right.
want? I'm
I'm
saying,
asking you a
but
question.
I'm saying, but to this, the program is good.
but
But the problem is that the police are not the ones that are really enhancing the programs. If you see somebody with their knee on a person's neck, how about
I don't
what's gonna
understand
tell-
that.
Well,
What do you
one
mean
doesn't have
enhancing
anything.
what program? What do you mean by that sentence?
His program is good. I think his program is interesting.
But the next part of what you just said, I don't
Okay,
understand.
but we was talking about videotaping and policing. This program he has,
You're
his
saying,
pro.
you're
Go
saying
ahead.
It sets it back. It sets it back when that happens.
I know he understands what I'm saying. You don't seem to understand. My point
I
is
didn't
this.
get that out of what you said. That's why I asked you to repeat it.
Okay, well then let me repeat it. The point I'm making is this. You can't keep coming to the kids. We understand kids need to know how to be, but we're almost saying you need to be this way to be safe. Why
he's
why
not
can't the
just
child?
coming to the kids. His officers are interacting with the kids.
Yeah, interact.
And
There's a lot of cops that interact, and a lot of people
the
getting
flip
killed.
side of that is when they're interacting with those children at school,
Yeah.
they then are ultimately interacting with their parents. Those parents could very well be one
Who's interacting with the cop?
What do you mean?
Who's helping the cop understand how to handle the situation?
This gentleman, it sounds like.
Their program.
So this
part of the
program is for the cops or the program
for
the
both.
kids?
It's for both of them.
It's for both.
That's what he's saying. It's for both.
Okay.
He said where he starts is he let them cops that want to help, want to be a part.
They volunteer.
They
into
volunteer,
the program.
and then he starts from there with
Whatever the
working with
education
them
cycle is.
because he knows that they want to be a part.
So
Hold
basically,
on, Nick,
in
wanna say
English,
something.
listen,
Okay, go
wait
ahead,
a
go
minute.
ahead.
Let me say this, Nick. So this is what I kind of said to Matt today is my thought is if Officer Tim is working with kid Derek at school and he's been seeing Derek's mother or father throughout the school year, and then one day something happens out in the neighborhood, out in the street, and Officer Tim happens to be one of the officers there on site, do you think Officer Tim is going to act a little differently now that he's had interaction with kid Derek and his parents?
I can't tell you that.
So.
Yes,
You
that's
would hope
the
so.
thought process that we would
hope
hope
so.
this does do that. Yes.
Well, I'm hoping.
so.
To me, it's a lot of. We've been hoping for a long time.
Go ahead, Nick.
I'm just gonna keep it short. I think it's something wrong if we're talking about having a program to explain to another human being that you shouldn't put your knee on someone's neck or choke
I
a
don't.
man
I
out.
don't
You
think
guys are
that's what he
confusing
said.
those
He was
two.
talking
No, no,
about
I'm not
characteristics,
talking
not
about-
putting your knee on somebody's
I'm not
neck.
talking to anybody though. I'm just making a statement. We're talking about having programs and going into neighborhood and talking to kids. I think we're avoiding the human factor here. I'm not talking about police. These are human beings doing this to other human beings. Just because you work somewhere, have a uniform on, does give you an excuse. Putting your knee on someone's neck is wrong no matter what job you have, in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And you don't need a program to explain that to someone.
But you clearly do, because the officers
Or
are
something's wrong.
doing it.
Or something's wrong with the people.
But the
Yeah.
well,
They don't need a program to fix that.
You don't have. I don't need a program to know I shouldn't go out and snatch a purse as a kid. I just don't. I know that. I don't need a program for somebody to tell me. what's not true.
That's
no,
actually not true.
no,
some
because
people
you
aren't taught how to do the right thing.
you
growing
need
up.
guidance. Your
Correct.
program
Yes.
was your
That's
mom
right.
and dad was home. That was
Yes.
your
Well,
program.
Well, we
Don't
need.
have that program.
And some people
Yes.
don't have that program. That's a program.
Right.
Well, do
You
you,
know what
think?
I'm saying? When you could tell that story, my mama would put
So-
her. You know what I mean?
Well,
That
do you,
was your
do you
program.
think you should give that
Let me
person
explain-
one second, sir?
let me
One second.
explain.
One second. Do you think you should
Go
give
ahead,
that person
go
a gun then? So if we're saying that, if we're going that route, then we need to really think about this. You're giving these people guns, and then you're trying to train them on how to. That doesn't make any sense.
Nick.
Maybe you should really figure out who is out there policing these people and who's dealing with these people. And we can't
Correct.
keep pointing the finger at police. It's not police. It's people doing this to other people.
Yes, that just happened to have a blue suit on and a gun on their head.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay,
Let me say something to that. And that's a great point. If you look at what you see on television,
Right.
what shows do you see on television more than any other shows for the most part?
Cop
Cop
shows.
shows.
Police shows, cop shows. Okay, no matter. And he's right though. It's a human common sense effort when someone's saying I can't breathe. Okay, you get off his knee. If the person is in handcuffs under arrest, you get off. It's plain and simple. That's not even a training method of putting your knee in someone's neck. It's not
Right.
even a training method. So
Right.
it's first a human situation. So every department, I don't care where you're at in this country, in the world, they have individuals, unfortunately, that make one bad apple spoils a bunch. And those are officers
It's a
that
lot
are
more than
not
one bad
being
apple,
held
though. Sure
is,
accountable by the chief or
It
by
is.
the heads of that department who see these things and let things slide.
True.
So you don't need a program to tell someone not to put their knee in someone's neck. You're exactly right.
But you know, and I know there's a code. I mean, you know that, sir. I mean, and and when I say this, I'm not attacking you, but I'm saying, you know, and I know
No, I hear you.
it's a code. So, just like when I look at that incident, now you could have your program, we're connected to it. Your program is telling children, hey, getting them through K through 8th, do the right thing, blah, blah, blah. You're doing it. And then say you have one of your kids says, you know what, I want to be a police officer one day. I like how this is going. Okay?
And that's happened.
Right? Okay, so now, then you look at the video yesterday. So let's even take our mind off the guy who had his knee on the brother's neck. Look at the other cop who stood there and shushed everybody away without tapping them guys and say, yo, man, Mike, come on, man, let him up.
Didn't
See what I'm
even
saying?
budge. Didn't even budge or an inkling.
Exactly. So my point being is, if as a child, I know if I see that, if I'm a kid, I'm going to look at it and go, okay, which one is doing the right job? Oh, you know what I mean? No one's stopping him, and the guy that's keeping the people away or from videotaping, he ain't even stopping his own partner. So I'm saying, I think what Nick is saying is, it's a human thing. I mean, if you would look at it, it's just people. It's really people that just have that uniform. Go ahead, Nick.
And to cap on what Dan is saying, and to a further point, like we have to stop avoiding the obvious too. Look at the people that it's happening to. It's a certain group of people doing this to another. They didn't do this to an Asian man. They didn't do this to a Belizean guy. They doing this to the same people, and it's the same group of people. So we have to acknowledge that as well, and not keep calling them cops. These are white men killing black men. These are
But
not
they
police.
aren't
These are not
cops.
police. These are not police officers. These are white men with guns, killing black people.
But that's
Regardless,
underneath this guy's
because there's a man that jumped off a truck the other day with a gun. He wasn't a police officer, and he killed a black man. So that's the issue.
I think
And
we
he was
need
a
to
and he was a
expand-
former cop, though I hate to say.
I think we need to expand on this gentleman's program that he's doing with the youth from K to 8. Obviously, that's going to help put familiar faces
Yeah.
in the community. That helps deal with escalated situations where there's high anxiety and even dangerous situations. But it really doesn't speak to bad officers dealing with adult African American men, and even minority people of any age. So your program, I just want you to keep rocking
Keep
with
on
it.
doing. It is not
Yeah.
your
Building on it.
look. It is
I
not your
support you.
responsibility to fix everybody's situation.
I support you and what you're doing.
Thank you.
It sounds like you obviously don't agree with what these cops and officers did down in
Absolutely
to
not.
George, I forget his last name,
Floyd.
George Floyd. But I wish that one out of the three, like, obviously not a guy with his knee on the neck, but the other 2 or 3 or 4 officers that were there on the scene, they should have stepped up and said, "All right, bruh,
Ease up.
back. We got him.
Absolutely.
You booked him. You
Absolutely.
got him. You got the bad guy. Ease up." And that doesn't happen. And it doesn't happen all across the country when people aren't seeing it. It probably happened 50 other times that day in the country. We just don't know about it.
And to add to that, and I want to ask you a question. I mean, first of all, I'm going to piggyback on what he said. I think you got a great program, and I'm not knocking it at all. Because kids,
you're good.
you know, but I think it's important to know. Kids need to know. We do need to know. You know, my mom used to beat me and say, "I'm beating you now, so the cop don't kill you later." That was
Mine
just
did the same. Mine
just
did the
yeah.
same.
That was your program.
That was my program. You know what I mean? And guess what? The program worked so far. So,
Right.
but I want to ask you, being an officer, what is the mindset of an officer when they're in that situation? Because that cop, him on that knee, him putting his knee on his neck, looked like he had done that before. It was
Of
like,
course,
you know,
100 times.
Yeah,
But
I'm
you're
saying.
asking a good,
Right,
a
but
good
yeah, you're
cop.
asking the cop.
What is the mindset
So
of
you
an
asking him-
asshole cop?
Let me
Like,
say something. Again.
How would he know?
See, but here's the deal. See, he may be a great cop. Not only a good cop, but he may be a great cop. But this great cop had to at some time work with a bad cop.
Oh, yeah, sure. He's hurting.
So,
But even then, you still asking him the mindset of somebody
Blue.
that thinks like that. He
Blue,
don't.
Blue, you work with rappers before, and you sang before whatever. You know when you go in the studio if this is a guy that can do it or can't, just by his work ethic.
You asked the mindset. You didn't ask
Okay.
what are the characteristics. You asked what is his mindset. That's his.
What do you think was going
where
through
he,
that
what's
guy's
going through
mind
his
at that
mind?
time?
Let me
You
ask.
didn't ask
well,
him
let,
characteristics.
well, let him see if he can
Okay,
answer it. If
go
it's
ahead.
not, since y'all want to answer it for him, sir, do you
No,
happen
I'm
to
just
know?
giving you
Okay, I got
exact,
you, Blue. I got
yeah.
you. Do you happen to know what you think the mindset is of some officers when they're in this situation?
Absolutely. There are hundreds, there's thousands of officers that are unfortunately putting on the uniform that have little man syndrome
Mm-hmm.
and feel entitled because they have a gun or taser on their side. And when a situation evolves where they got to get down and dirty with someone, I've been in situations, and I'm not trying to tell war stories, but I've been in multiple situations where I've had to tell a couple guys to ease up. He ain't going nowhere. We got him. I've done that, and that's real. And I've seen it a few times with guys that I work with. But that is just the way that the nature of the beast with some of these guys who can't fight their way out of a wet paper bag, who think and feel entitled.
And that's what it really
that
is.
I'm this person, and you're going to jail regardless. And yeah, they scuffled with the guy. They rolled around with him. Okay, it's over. So what? You escalated. He's in handcuffs, and it's a done deal. Now you calm down and you use your common sense.
No more
And
questions.
once again, going back to the other
20
caller
more
talking
questions.
about
I got one more.
we're
now.
human. If someone can't say that someone says they can't breathe, it's just you de-escalate the situation. So
Hey,
yes, I've been in that situation. I grew up the way you did. My mom beat us. We were disciplined at home, and going to that point again, a lot of the youth right now aren't getting that at home.
hey, Matt.
Yep.
When you have arrested a male or female, and they've asked you to, or they've said, "Hey, man, these cuffs are tight. These cuffs are tight." You're not
Oh, yeah.
loosening the cuffs, are you? 95% of the time, you don't loosen the cuffs, do you?
I've done it. I don't do. If a guy's giving me a hard time, I don't. But I've had someone I put the cuffs on too tight.
But
and don't
aren't
give me
they
a
always
problem,
giving you a
I'll
hard
loosen
time?
the cuffs.
You're arresting someone. When are they not giving you a hard time?
Well, not everyone that you put cuffs on is gonna want to fight you, but I've had bad guys that want to roll around with you, and they're not getting the cuffs looser, but others have. So I've been in both of those situations.
Yeah, well,
You just
I
get a
only
feel
said
for the
that to
situation
say.
and use your common sense.
Well, I only said that to say when the guy was on his stomach and he's like pleading for his life, I can't breathe. Like most police officers aren't gonna say, "Oh, okay. Oh, let me
Right.
stop arresting you with aggression." Like they're not.
No.
Their adrenaline's super high and.
Yeah.
So they're not going to change what they're doing. That's why you need some other officer around to police
Well, that
that
was the problem
situation.
here.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's not realistic to think that the guy with his knee on his neck, he was just going to stop. He's not going to stop.
Well, at some point, it was
someone needed to get
7
him
minutes
off of
long.
him.
That's a long time for you to still do what you were doing.
No,
So,
yeah.
Matt, I want to really thank you for your time, and we're going to have
I'm not
you.
gonna ask you.
Wait,
We,
Matt, can you do me a favor?
Absolutely.
Can you tell us how people can join your program, how people can reach your program? You know.
Absolutely.
Donate.
Yeah, go to, I think Maria has some of that information, but go to www. It's a mouthful. Characterbeaboutit.org.
Okay.
Characterbeaboutit.org.
Characterbeaboutit.org. Okay.
And the website, my email address is Matt, M-A-T-T, at characterbeaboutit.org. I got a 6-minute video on there that shows us in action, the program in action, with some diversity, black officer, my brother, female, white male, talking about the program, how it works. So please reach out. I love to scale it and love to get back on and talk with you guys. Great conversation.
And then my last
Situation
question,
we're talking
the last question is, how's your program going to work under the new transition of COVID and schools, children being at home and, you're not able to go into the schools at when it starts back?
If we're great question. If we're not able to go into schools, I'm working on a digital platform,
Okay.
LMS, Learning Management System, where we're going to be able to show videos, officers talking about the traits,
Mm-hmm.
get into those situations of street smarts and what to do and what not to do when confronted with police officers or when someone is in that situation.
How many officers are enrolled in the program currently?
I had 25 troopers working for me in here in Pennsylvania, and we're looking to scale
20.
into Virginia, North Carolina, Charlotte area, and we're looking to scale the program. So it's got national notoriety. NBC was in 2 years ago to do some filming on the program because of the data and some of our Penn State connections that way. So
How
it's
many?
been out since 2012, and it's working.
Good. How many state troopers are there in PA? Do you think, roughly?
Oh, there's a lot.
There's 4,000.
Roughly.
Yeah.
4,000,
4,000.
and we got to 25 of them so far.
We've got 25. The most I've
got
had
some
in a
work to
year.
do.
2 years ago, I had 35 working for me.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
we appreciate you, brother.
you
We
know-
definitely appreciate because you're retired, so we appreciate the effort that you're trying to change because you could just be chilling, So definitely
Yeah,
appreciate
right.
you.
I
And
want to do something about it, and that's my brother right there. The picture right there. That's my little big brother.
okay, all right.
Matt, and then on another episode, we'll talk about your program for prison as well. because that was another phenomenal piece of your program. I think that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds good. I look forward to it.
Man, thank you for
Okay.
calling in, my brother. We truly appreciate, and I hope we didn't try to have you answer all the questions of the world, but I appreciate you
Yeah, we tried.
trying to.
Yeah.
Thanks
No,
again.
Hey, thank you, man. You guys stay safe out there, and I look forward to getting together again.
Thanks, Matt.
There it
Matt.
is. There it is.
Thank you.
All right, damn man, that was a good conversation. My man is serious about putting some work in. Yeah, I get you with 4,000. It's
Got some work to do.
25. It's definitely a lot of work to do. But he's also, he
And you
started
can't
off
just
as
go
one
into
man.
a school.
Yeah,
You can't just say,
yeah,
"Hey, I want to be in your
yeah,
school." It costs
yeah,
money.
yeah.
Then you've got to get the police
Look,
departments on
Number
board.
one,
You
bigger
gotta
than
get-
all of that,
it's a
is
huge
time.
project.
People don't giving your time. People rather give money than get their
But
time.
can I read
You
something?
know what I mean?
Can I read something to you? This
Yes,
is
please.
from someone that is watching on Facebook.
Okay, go ahead.
And actually, he's frat, my
Got
frat
a
brother.
call?
You got a call. He goes, doing the right thing, doing the right or correct thing doesn't apply to black or brown people. Why should we have a program to teach a so-called professional on how to handle black and brown people? Don't they get this training in the police academy? And I think before you,
Nah, I
I'm
don't
asking.
think so.
No, I don't think nothing. It's
No,
a
I said
question.
he asked,
Can you
do they
repeat
get
the
the
question?
training? Do they get
Okay.
the training? I don't.
Why are we?
Can you repeat?
Okay. Earlier when I was talking, we said that this program that Matt has is helping the police officers as
Right.
well be able to handle the kids,
Right,
as
right.
well as the kids being able to deal with the
Right.
police officers. This gentleman here is saying, why are they having programs like this that he has with 25
Right.
when they're not? Shouldn't they be learning this in the police academy? So why aren't these officers learning how to deal with children in the police academy?
Who said they're not?
Who said they are?
Well, I'm sure they are.
They
That was the
are.
question. That was the
Here's-
question.
They are.
sure-
The
I'm sure they
problem
are.
is
This is
not
just going
necessarily
above and
what
beyond
them being
what the
taught. The problem
state
is someone being a bad individual. It's not necessarily that they're not being taught how to handle kids and first of all, that move that knee move that they do, they're not allowed to do that.
Actually, they are.
They are not.
Actually,
Okay, maybe in certain areas
I'm going
they
to tell
are
you,
not.
but I'm trying to give you some
Every
information.
state
In
and
every state's
town
different,
and
but in
county is
Minnesota,
different.
the first thing, because you got to remember, they're about to start to discredit this brother. They're going to do everything they can to save these cops. So the first thing they put up on the social media was that this in their manual there is a law within their, a rule where they can put their knee on the neck as long as it doesn't cut off the person's like breathing. Situation, and that's the first thing they put up there, and that's what they're going
And
to
so
do.
to expand that, I'm pretty sure they're taught how long they can do that before they start harming the individual.
question
And
is-
that was
yeah,
he did it for
that's-
at least 7 minutes.
Yeah, but
And
that's a very dangerous comment what you just said. Even though it's not you, I know what you're saying. But for someone to say how long we can keep our knee on your neck, that's dangerous. That's
Sure,
saying
it's different for everybody.
yeah, but put it this way.
To your point.
Yeah, right.
Well,
so
because I'm thinking so I've learned there are certain tactics and certain moves, and just like there are, I think they're called like pressure points. There's certain things that they can do and touch you a certain way that will create a reaction out of you to probably stop doing what
yeah.
you're doing.
The funny
and
thing
that's
about
probably
cops,
why
the
that's
funny thing
still
about the
in
cops is
manual.
they took the chokehold out. Remember that? That was the big thing back in the day. The chokehold, and it was taking brothers out left and right.
Can you
Well,
But you
that
can still-
just happened in New York. The
Can you
chokehold
teach
took
somebody to
him
be a human
out.
being, or can you teach somebody to be a better human being?
But that's what Nick was saying.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. See, my issue, Blue. I think we're all saying the same thing.
Right.
When does it come to common sense? I work with kids, and the first thing they teach us is how. Was a question I was going to ask until Maria said no
Common
more
sense
questions.
ain't common sense.
But how do you de-escalate a problem? Everybody knows there's two ways to do it. You back up, you talk calmer, or you give that person a fresh face, which means maybe another officer comes in, hey, my man, we got you.
Well, that's a good point. Can we address the fact that almost immediately, this is, I think, the first we've seen officers get fired this quickly, correct?
because that mayor.
I think that's progress.
Yeah.
Yes, but can we acknowledge that's a really big deal?
But getting
considering
fired, but getting
what we've been
fired
seeing
and getting
hearing.
arrested,
Can I-
but getting
Nick.
fired
That's
and getting
probably
arrested.
the next step.
Nick,
Can I say something? I don't think we can say it's progress when we just seen a brother get killed. All right, my older brother fights mixed martial arts. He's been fighting for 5-6 years. I've been put in a chokehold before. I've had a knee put on my neck before. It ain't no 7 minutes that it's okay. It ain't okay for 30 seconds.
It's not. That's what
You
I
I'm
don't
understand?
saying.
You
think
can-
any of us
I'm not
think
saying
it
I'm not
is.
saying that anyone does. So we don't have to. I'm not discriminating
I-
anybody up there.
my
I'm
bad,
just
do-
saying.
Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
I'm just saying that I think we're putting out too many excuses.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to look at the facts and what they are. It
Wait
is-
a minute,
it
but
just-
Nick, where was the excuse in saying there's progress in the police department taking action against those 4 officers that clearly did harm?
20 years ago, they wouldn't have been fired.
Because
in
if I
24
was-
Last year, they
Because
would
it-
not have
They
been
wouldn't
fired
have been
within
fired.
24,
Nah, they
48
definitely
hours.
Because
Like,
if I was that
They
man,
definitely wouldn't
if
have.
I was that man and all somebody did was lost their job, I'd be offended by that.
I would
If
too.
I
We're
got-
all angry
if I
about
got
that.
if I got
Nick,
killed in the middle of the
chill. It just
street,
happened.
if I
Nick,
got killed
chill.
in front,
Let it-
if
let
I
it
got, I'm not. That's the
play
problem.
out.
But that's the
Let it
problem.
play out.
We got to stop chilling. We have to stop letting it
Well,
play
you
out.
see, they let-
If
they-
a cop
they
put
not
it, if a
chilling
cop
in
put
the
a knee
city.
on my neck, I'm gonna tell my people, y'all better not chill about me.
What,
Y'all
what
better
would
not
be
protest.
the answer, Nick?
What
What
do
do
you
you
better
want
not
people
take
to
a knee.
do
What do you want your
within
people to do
48
for you?
hours?
We got a phone call.
Phone call. Yeah, we're waiting for this phone
Okay,
call.
we got a call. Okay.
What's
Hey,
up,
Nick,
baby? What's
Nick,
going on?
Nick,
What's
you
on the
just-
phone?
Turn me down just a little bit, Nick.
Hello?
Out that Vegas.
DJ out there, Vegas, baby. What's going on?
DJ,
How y'all living?
Oh man, we trying to live this life like God gave us, so
We
don't
just
be,
trying to live, VJ. Trust me.
Yeah, living a life of
so we don't be missing.
So we'll be missing.
But listen, did I hear correctly? Did the man say that in his program, the cops that are in their program are volunteers?
Yes, he said that's how he get them. He let them volunteer first, so that he knows that that they have a commitment to do something.
No, they
But you
volunteer to
think
come
the
forth. They're
bad
not doing it for
cop
free.
Or the racist cop is going to
Why not put money in
volunteer to be in
I
that
thought that's what
program?
made me volunteer.
Shh. Hold on. Stop. Say,
great point.
yeah, answer that. Say it again, brother, because we kind of have some background. Can you ask that question again?
Do you think that the racist cop or the bad cop
Mhm.
is
Is
going to
volunteering?
volunteer to be
No.
in a program to help
No.
minorities and little black kids? No, they're not.
Nah, we
The
don't need to
problem
fix
is
those
not with the
25.
kids. You don't need to go to the kids and teach the kids how to handle the police because the kids are not handling the police inappropriately. You have to teach the racist white cops not to kill black men. Now the problem is a black life is not valued. If you kill a dog right now, you will go to jail for a long time. It won't be no investigation. It won't be no nothing. You will go straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect your $100. Now these people can kill a black man in his house while he eating ice cream on the couch, while he in police custody. They snap Freddie Gray neck. They killed the girl Sandra Bland. When does it stop? When are everybody going to stop making excuses for these people?
We're not making excuses, but look here. Homeboy's program, he got 25 dudes. He got 25 dudes. It gets bigger and it gets bigger and bigger. Those are the 20. If say 2 of those 25 were a part of, because remember, one of the things that we're upset about is that the other cops didn't stop him.
Yes.
So what if if 2
Thank
out of
you.
that 25 would have been there?
Yes.
They could have, somebody would have did something to
Right.
stop. So the reason why you need those type of programs, and you need to, it's not the racist
We need
one,
someone to
but
hold
you
him
need
accountable.
somebody. What we need to be teaching is the other cops to be able to hold.
But isn't that sad?
somebody accountable?
But isn't it kind of sad? Hold up, bro. It's kind of sad that we got to have a program like that for another cop, human, to come in and say, "Yo, you might be killing the dude."
It's sad, but would you rather that nobody cares and nobody's trying to make a
It's
difference?
sad.
I'd rather not. I'd rather
That's
not.
our reality.
Be honest, I'd rather it
It's
not
a
happen.
lot of sad
But there are
shit
checks
going
and
on.
balances in
Like,
life, though.
you
Checks and
said
balances
you
in
said
life.
that
That's just life.
there's a code, but remember, in everything there's a code. There's codes with gangbangers. There's codes with frat brothers.
Yeah.
There's a code, and the code is you stick with that family, and some people are caught with the conflict of making the right decision over a code.
You know what's funny? This
For
brother,
sure.
this brother said,
hold on.
"Hey,
For
hey,
sure.
hold on, my man.
If
You
you ever
made
watch Detroit,
you made a
it
point.
puts it on film
He made a great
perfectly.
point. He said
That's
about
true.
how if you treat it, how you can get more trouble for treating a dog. Do you know that lady in New York that was trying
had
to
her
treat
dog all
that had a dog like
snatched
that?
up, looking
They took
crazy.
the dog from her.
Well, they should have.
No, that's my point.
Yes.
That's the point.
What's up, dog?
She had the dog on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, she did.
Go ahead. Hold on, dog. Go ahead.
We have to ask each other why those other cops did not help. Why?
Yeah, that's what we're
Why are
all
we
asking
asking
that.
it? 'Cause
We're
they
all
was bad
asking
as
that.
him.
Scared of the
Well, we're all
repercussions.
asking
They're
that.
more scared of the repercussions repercussions
Yep.
of losing their job than
Yeah.
they are of the repercussions.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Probably.
What do you?
They're
What,
They're
what
not
do you
all
think it is then?
Serpico out here. Serpico.
I don't think it was
Whether
that.
it's their job, whatever it is, it's a code.
When
No,
does
I
that
think they
job
were just as
title
bad as him.
Mean more than a human life? When do that
Well, they-
punk ass flag mean more than a human life? Never. It should never.
You right.
We agree.
Never. Not
Thank you for
once.
your call.
Why were they scared? Why are they going to keep doing this and keep killing black people? Because there's no repercussions.
No doubt. Thank you.
I agree.
Thank you, DJ out there, Vegas.
You're gonna
Blue,
keep
Blue,
robbing
turn me
the
down
bank,
a little
right? There's no repercussions. That's why you need to work on the repercussions, not teaching the kids how to handle police.
I know. Nicole,
Got
it's
it,
not.
dog.
Put more repercussions on these people, man.
Agreed.
Much love, baby. I appreciate you.
All right,
Agreed.
man.
Thank you, brother, for calling.
Thank you. This is
We're
what
going to
I'm-
take a break, but before we take a break, I just got text. There's a protest on the 101 right now.
There we go.
No.
Blocking the freeway downtown
No.
There we go.
over.
What?
this.
Over
That
my
was the
man?
next thing I wanted to talk
No
about.
way.
yeah, I bet.
All right,
Are
well, we
these
need to
protesters.
So we're going to take a break, and go ahead. Go ahead.
I before we take a break, I just don't like how we're like why kind of you a little bit, the caller a little bit, Nick a little bit. Like why are we attacking that program? You're saying why do we
Let-
gotta
let me-
hold
okay,
on.
go ahead.
Why do we
Well,
gotta
can we talk
teach-
about that after
Why
the
do we
break?
have to teach our kids this? And why do we gotta teach? Why do we have to do this? And they need to learn. They need to learn. They need
Right.
to learn.
Well,
and I think what his
I'll answer it
program was
after.
doing was trying to teach those officers to interact with our community, and hopefully that spawns other positive actions. So there was
Yeah,
nothing
thank you.
wrong with this program. I think we just needed to expand on it and really get some other officers that aren't volunteering, pull the ones in that are fucking up, and be like, yeah, you need to ride with this guy or
You
whatever.
want, you want us to wait? to
No,
answer?
no, go ahead.
Okay,
Well-
let me say why.
Go ahead.
Because an adult should know how to treat a child. Should. I'm not saying they do, but they should. They should know how to. A child is a child. The worst thing you could take away from a kid is his childhood.
Can I just
Let-
say the program? Let me just. But
Go
I
ahead.
want you to understand the program is not to teach them how to treat a child. That's not what the program is.
I know that. Once you look, and the program, what your brother just said, was getting in there and teaching them how to interact with kids, so maybe they would know how to interact with
That's
people.
not
out.
true.
Well,
Well, then what is it?
Yeah.
The program is for them to be able to learn how to interact within those communities of
The
where
officers?
those kids are from.
Well, the community-
Not
well, the-
specifically the kids. It's their parents. It's their home life,
Well,
their community.
Well, if you really want to learn how to deal with a parent, then you should start dealing with parents instead of a 5, 8, 9,
but
10,
I
and
said
12
that
year
an
old
hour
kid.
ago.
But
That
it
is
sounds
part
like
of the
you're
program.
attacking
The
the
kids
program.
would
I'm not
be in.
attacking the
It sounds
program.
like you are, though.
No, okay, and you have the right to that. Your
sounds like
opinion.
you are.
But I'm not. What I am doing is, and actually picking off of what Nick said, is when do we, as adults, become and learn the human element of life, which means I should have my knee on you. I should give you opportunity to speak. If I cuff you and I'm cuffing you tight and I got you under control, yes, I'll loosen them up a little bit as long as you don't act a fool. I mean, when does the
They
human...
never do that though.
Bro, I know that.
You heard me ask him, and your guy Matt, and Matt was like, "Oh, I'll loosen him up if
but,
he's."
but
bullshit.
let me finish. So,
Cops
'cause
ain't
you brought-
loosening
Yeah, you're
nothing.
right, but you brought it up. So let's say, when do the human element? There's no way on earth, as an officer, if you're going through 6 weeks or 8 weeks or how many training they should go through more, that you don't know this common sense. So why do I need? And I'm not disrespecting this program, but why do I need to have some cops, 25 volunteer cops? That means, you know what? I give a
Maybe because it.
Why
maybe
do
because,
I
Maybe
need-
because if George was in that program when he was younger, maybe he would have interacted differently from the start.
And let me say
which
something.
is not saying
and
the
that,
onus
hold
is
up.
always on
and
us,
hold up.
which
And
it
that's a
isn't.
wrong statement to make.
Which it isn't.
Because one, that brother got killed. Two, if you saw the video from the beginning, he did not resist any arrest from the beginning.
I'm not
'cause there
sure
was,
what happened in the
I
beginning.
saw
I'm not
all
sure.
of the footage from when they got him out the car to they put him on the sidewalk to they walked him across the street and to that somehow he wound up on the ground. I saw the whole footage. There's
Well, the
two different
confusion
tapes.
is
So,
nobody knows what happened from
it
after
ain't.
he got out
I'm
of
telling you right now.
to-
telling you right now. It ain't no confusion from the. You can slam all you want. There's no confusion from that point when they had him out the car to they got him behind that truck.
He
And
That's
right,
not true.
check
Did you
this
see
out.
a video after he got across the street and got behind the car?
I just said
Did you
till they
see
got
that?
to the car.
That's what I just said,
Okay.
Dan, and you wouldn't let me finish.
the
There's a
wall.
video
The
before.
confusion is
Yeah,
in
that's the
But
video.
between.
you don't
Right.
see anything.
the
But
floor.
right
But
now,
there's no footage in
the
between.
police car just got attacked.
Yeah, I
It
just,
didn't go-
On the
it-
101?
I'll show the video too once we
Yeah.
get it. I didn't want to cut you
Um,
guys off, but yeah, I have the video right here.
Let me tell you the
Yeah,
reason.
please show it. I
and
didn't
and
see it
and
though.
Matt, I want to say this for this understanding, and I know you already know. Danny's not trying to attack you. Nobody's trying to
And I'm not.
attack you, but I'll tell you, and I know you know this reason. One of the reasons why you get these conversations, passionate conversations, is because people want answers, and because you choose to stand up and say something, you're getting the flashback because they want answers. They want to know why. And they can't ask them, so
And
they
he's the
just
only representative
you're the
in
only
front of us
representative.
at the
So
moment.
I know for a fact that you already know why people. It comes, the good and the bad comes with it. We appreciate you standing up and
And no
answering the
disrespect.
question.
No disrespect.
No disrespect.
None- and
Much
I mean it,
love.
and I mean it. No
Thank
disrespect.
you. We appreciate you. Now, we are going to take a break, but in this break, I don't know. You got it. So, Maria, and I did a interview with the chef talking about barbecuing during COVID. So enjoy that. We'll be back with you. Much love.
Matt said he's all good. He texted me. I think.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. Welcome to the #1 show that you will hear anywhere.
Maria,
Hey, Blue.
what's going on, darling?
What's happening?
Hey, we just trying to do this thing in this COVID life. Speaking of COVID life, today we have Chef Eric, who has a YouTube channel called Chef EZ. That's EZZ. And he's going to show us or talk about and actually cook some things that he's been cooking during COVID. So we're just waiting for him to drop in and let's get our eat on.
Okay. I'm ready.
Hey man, we good. So
All right.
So ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the chef master, Chef Eric, as the YouTube master called Chef Easy.
Yep, Chef
Is
Easy
it now?
Test
Now,
Kitchen,
do you
baby.
say Chef Easy for easy cooking, or it's just Chef EZZ just because that's just your tagline?
Well, it's kind of, for years, everyone's calling me Chef E.
Oh,
So
okay.
I go Chef E's Test Kitchen. And then it also kind of plays off some stuff down the line where maybe, I might have some conceptual stuff that wants to come out and play along off of that as well throughout the year.
Okay.
My business and such.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
so what you been cooking during the COVID?
Man, I'll tell you what, I've been up to all sorts of stuff. I mean, it could be, like last night, I just decided to pop out these bad boys. These are like some Pillsbury crescent rolls with some marshmallows rolled in butter, cinnamon, sugar stuffed in the center and baked off. I mean, it's just dirty.
Oh my God. And I'm trying to eat good. Actually, I'm trying to eat good. I smoked me some salmon with a little salad,
Nice.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
trying to eat good, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to come out a little lighter doing this.
I am too. I've
this
actually
COVID
lost
off.
some weight, but I had something on the works for y'all that I just pulled out the smoker this morning, and this it's about a 17-pound beef brisket right here.
Woo!
This
Yes, indeed.
right here is the unveiling. I haven't even unwrapped it yet, so y'all get to see it when I do too. Right here, right now, some stuff that I be doing. Chef life.
Wait, what's the wrapping?
That's a paper, so it's wrapped in paper and foil.
Ooh, look at that. Man, look at that nice little chard and that
Look at that. So
man.
I'm gonna put y'all down here, and I'm gonna pick this bad boy up so y'all can see it. Throw some gloves on for y'all. But when it comes to this whole ordeal that we're dealing with, I'm sticking with comfort food, but I'm also staying healthy like you as well. I don't want to come out of this 50 pounds heavier.
Hey, hey, but you know, if you stay protein, you'll still stay lean.
That's right. Protein's lean. So
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
What what's your rub? What kind of rub did you put on that?
So this bad boy's got, I like to use a company called Spiceology. I don't know if you've heard of them at all.
No, not at all.
They're out of Washington. And I have some right back here. So this one is called the Sasquatch Moss.
Okay.
Sasquatch Barbecue. And then this is another one of their lines. It's called the Dirt for beef rub. And then salt, pepper, a little bit of Aleppo pepper. But I really like to support these guys. They're great. They're all professional industry people, and their spices are top notch.
Can you
Now,
order
does any
your
of those-
stuff online?
Yeah, you can go online at spiceology.com, and you can definitely find them online.
Okay, cool.
Now, does any of those seasonings have brown sugar or cumin in them?
The Dirt is granulated brown sugar, espresso powder, and a little bit of activated charcoal and salt. The other one has a lot of fresh herbs, paprika, some spices, things like that. But, you know, everyone's got their own thing when it comes to brisket. It could be either salt and pepper straight up.
Oh yeah.
You know, or I wanted to go have a little pizzazz with this. I like some flavor on my barbecue. So I like dry barbecue. I love my barbecue sauce. But when I have my dry barbecue, I want flavor.
Now, you had it wrapped in aluminum foil, but you had paper in there. Now, is that to lock in the moisture, or is that to help with the marinade?
So when you do a smoked brisket, this thing was on there for at least 17 hours. So I started this yesterday at 7:15 p.m. I pulled it off right around 10 something today. And you get to a certain temperature, and then what you want to do is you want to wrap it. And that's just going to help. You want to build the crust up first for the first probably about 4 hours or so. It usually takes to get you about 150. And then from there, you usually want to wrap it. Some people like to put beef stock, some fresh herbs in the foil when they wrap it. I wrapped it with just paper. And then on the last 2 hours of cooking, I actually came out and then I wrapped it with foil with a little bit of water and it just kind of finished it off with the steam.
Now, what did you cook that in?
I cooked that in a smoker, so it's called a Traeger pellet grill smoker.
Okay, so you use the Traeger with the pellets, where the pellets are constantly changing. Now,
it's called work smarter, not harder, baby.
Well, I watch competition barbecuing, and a lot of them they don't really recommend the Traegers, only because they said it doesn't give you authentic smoke like using wood offset wood smokers.
Right. There's going to be a difference. I can definitely tell a difference from working a traditional style offset smoker, you know, where you're sitting there stoking the wood and you're building the fire all day long, all night long. There is a difference, but the flavor, the smoke, the way it's injected into this evenly, and the cooking process that for a restaurant chef as well, such as myself, we're doing pop-ups and things like that. You maybe necessarily have more going on than just sitting there and having a barbecue pit master. So sometimes it's convenient as well. And for the home cook, it's really convenient. Unless you want to spend all day outside on the barbecue, you know, sipping on some cold ones, enjoying the sun, I'm all about it. I still plug in the Traeger and do the same thing, but I can look at my cell phone and digitally go, oh, look, I'm at this degrees. I better turn it down a little bit. It's moving too fast.
So it's
that's
definitely
real convenient.
Yeah, it's definitely about control, keeping that temperature, keeping that temperature the way you want it. No, which one do you like better? Personal executive chefing, or actually running a restaurant establishment, or restaurant establishment? Which one?
Man, there's really a true love for both. I spent 20 plus years in restaurants and hotels and such, and It's a labor of love because of the hours and the work that's put into it. But you also have the same thing depending on what your private client may be like.
Here's a question. Do you think the true art of being a chef has been lost in the popularity of becoming a chef?
That's a phenomenal question, Blue. And, you know, some people may fight me on it, some people won't. I'm old school. I got trained for years. I got my ass kicked up and down. I've been had my ass kicked by Frenchies. It's just not how it works anymore. But that type of discipline is something that if you try to input that in certain aspects, now you're going to get your ass sued. You know? And on top of that, the kids who come out of culinary school or small programs and such like that, they say they're a chef right off the bat, and they got no experience. You know, myself personally, I worked my ass off for 15 years in the industry. I worked my way up from the bottom as a dishwasher to an executive chef. I resigned as an executive chef, put my ass through culinary arts school, finished with a high honors of the Le Cordon Bleu, and started from the bottom up again, but in a different demographic, a whole different ball game.
I was going to ask Eric what he was going to show us today. Are we going to see something to go along with the brisket, or are you going to show us?
Well, I mean, I got the brisket, but some other stuff that I've just been kind of doing. This is some pickled cabbage. So pickled red cabbage, like you said, healthy, light, cold foods. You take this, you pickle up a whole head of this real easily, some vinegar, some sugar, maybe some mustard seeds, some flavors in there if you like. That can go great on a salad. It can go great like on a noodle bowl. It could do like a quinoa bowl. Really versatile. I love it on tacos. Phenomenal on tacos, a crunch and a little zest. Obviously, I like barbecue, so I make my own pickles. These are bread and butter dill pickles. So something as well.
But make some bread and butter.
Funny enough, there's no bread or butter in there.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just the style of pickle. So you're using turmeric in there, a little bit of celery salt, some mustard seed, onion, garlic. It's just the way that it's pickled with the spices. Usually, you're not going to use any turmeric in just a straight dill pickle. So when you use that turmeric, that's how you get that color. And when you see bread and butter dill pickles at the grocery store, you always see that color really vibrant, and that's how you get that color, and it gives it a particular flavor as well.
Preparation on the brisket. Do you cut off, do you trim it? Do you trim it down? And do you brine it for a day?
I trimmed it, no brining though. I did trim
so
it.
You do trim it.
I do go through, I did a pretty good trim. I'll get a slice right here for you guys to see.
Oh yeah, look at that ring. See that smoke ring? I see that smoke ring.
See that smoke ring?
I see that smoke ring.
That's something that I really like about the Traeger. You can see that smoke ring on there, right?
Yes, I can see that smoke ring.
Now, for those of us who don't know what a smoke ring is, like me, what's the smoke ring?
Let me show you. Look at that.
So the smoke ring, you see that
ring on the top, that dark part?
That dark part, that ring that goes around the meat, looks like it's been highlighted.
Oh yeah, the pink.
Yes. That's the smoke ring. That's your smoker. That means that it has touched.
It's done its job.
Yeah, it's touched
you
the
can see
whole
how even
meat.
it goes around.
Evenly, it's hit the whole meat evenly.
And that's still juicy. Look how juicy that is.
Speaking of prices, have you noticed the prices go up on food now? Like
skyrocket.
At first I'm like, I don't think I'm crazy. I think the prices have really gone up on food, like since the pandemic, right?
They've skyrocketed. You know, it's amazing. Like, where's all the other toilet paper brands? Just to bring up one thing, because now the only thing you can find out there is Charmin. You know, so it doesn't make sense to me how, you know, when our country goes through a pandemic or a crisis, great. Drop the gas down to 99 cents, assholes. No one's
Because we
driving
can't
their
go
car.
nowhere.
Yeah,
You
right.
can't go nowhere. So,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to get into political BS, but I think the bigger picture is not right to its people. And that's where we should be taking care of each other as a community when it comes to something like this. And there's a lot of great people out there, and chefs and large kitchens that are truly doing amazing stuff for our communities. World Kitchen, Chef Jose Andres is, you know, I would love to work for him someday, and he's phenomenal and brilliant in food. But what he does for the world and for the food community is out of this world.
So I'm gonna cross-reference gas standards to buying groceries. So in gas, they tell you if you're driving a certain car, you need to use a higher octane, super, to keep it our older car.
Yeah.
So my cross-reference to that with food, how much difference, or does it really matter if you buy from, say, Bonds, Ralph's, as opposed to Trader Joe's, Whole Foods? Are you really getting more of a better quality of food, or is it just based on how you pick your vegetables and food anyway?
Honestly, I think it's based off of your own mental opinion on it. Like, oh, I'm so much better for the earth because I shopped at Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. But look, it's the same purveyor that's dropping off those peppers. Same peppers at Erewhon, same peppers at Bonds, it's the same shit. You're just gonna pay more. I could buy the same pepper, the same brand, Gelson's. It's gonna be $3.99 a pound. I walk over to Ralph's and find it for 99 cents a pound.
Mm-hmm.
It's trendy. It's, you know, I only shop at Whole Foods. I only shop at Trader Joe's. Like, look, man, every time I shop at Trader Joe's, the vegetables die within a day. You know? It's shit. They're like wilted and soggy. Like the only thing I'll buy there is like some frozen little appetizers. In all honesty, my new spot is Grocery Outlet Bargain Market. The place is
man,
bomb.
right? Hey,
That place is bomb, man. The vegetables, they have
Frozen,
beautiful vegetable selection. Talk about frozen meats. They got frozen Saku tuna blocks. They got Cornish game hens there. They got frozen shrimps. They got raw. They got cooked. They have all sorts of stuff there. It's about kind of picking through. I'm a shopper. All right. I get that disease from my mother. Thank you, mother. So, you know, I like to shop, but I'm also a bargain shopper too. So if I know that I can get my cheaper peppers down the road, I'm gonna go down the road. I don't need to be at a name brand place unless it's a particular thing that I want name brand. Other than that,
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. There may be a special thing that I like or want at Gelson's, but I know not to do my entire shopping list at Gelson's. Like, that's not going to happen.
you know you're going to walk away from Gelson's with a third of product that you would have walked away from at the other store and paid twice as much for it.
Chef, give the information where they can watch your show, how they can reach you.
Yeah, you guys can find me on YouTube at Chef E's Test Kitchen. That's Chef E, ZZ Test Kitchen. You can also find me on Instagram at chef_Eric, ERIC_B. Come check out my content, you guys.
Cut that right off the job.
Yeah, I've just been blessed, you know what I mean? And I appreciate you guys asking me out on this thing here, and it's been a good time, y'all.
I appreciate it. Much love, Chef.
Yeah, nice to meet you, and much love to you guys. You guys take care of yourselves out there.
Okay.
You got it. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you
bye.
so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah. I don't like to go to the gym, baby, but I like working out with you, darling. I can get my sweat on every night and day. Can I work out with you, baby? Can I work out with you, darling?
Yeah.
Wow, Buzz.
Yeah.
Nick, you be having some cold beats.
Yes.
I don't hear myself.
No, it's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We're rolling in and we are back and hope you enjoyed the barbecue brisket with me and Maria. Maria.
Did she cook it?
No. She watched it though.
Can you cook Maria?
Actually, she can cook. She cooked something.
Can you cook Maria?
She cooked something and brought it
No.
by the house.
I think
You know what I'm
cook.
saying? She can burn.
I think your evil behind can still cook.
She
No,
said
she can cook.
no.
She might
She
cook
cook.
mad. I think Maria cook mad too.
can cook.
Yeah, eat a cheeseburger, goddammit. it.
I'm
She
such a happy cook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, till,
All right.
till they don't finish the food. Go to bed, little buzz.
So we just learned about what's going downtown and the riot and we were having a conversation here. Our first lady was saying that she doesn't understand why we got to tear up stuff to build up something. Why we got to riot and destroy what we have just to get our point across. I get that. And
I don't.
On
It's
the
necessary.
other side, I had told her that the apartheid was won because people rioted and showed that this was a disjustice and they were unhappy because nobody else would listen to them any other way. And I think that's the reason why people decide to want to go out there and fight and tear up stuff because they feel like nobody is listening to them any other way.
Blue, people tired, Blue. I gotta be honest with you. We've been in a COVID for the last. Yeah, I'm down a little too. We've been in this COVID
I'm down a little.
for the
too.
last. Well, my music is down.
Actually.
Yeah. We've been in this COVID almost 3 months.
Uh-huh.
And then to have it right, that's good. And then to have it where the minute we're not even out of it, and we've got two brothers shot and killed. Well, 2 brothers killed.
Right.
One black man,
Right.
lied on, which could have got him killed.
Right.
And I just think, man, people were like, they're tired. Like people are really. It's like, why can't we fit into society and just live? And I think people were
Why
tired.
can't we all get along?
What- You know what? Rodney King thing was so real, but when you think about it, that was 80 what? 92? Yeah, 92. The riots was, yep. And here we are, 2020, and we're still trying to find a way to use the excuse of training police officers to be better cops,
It's not an
teaching
excuse.
training police officers to be better cops. How to behave. When anybody could see the footage yesterday is what pissed people off. Is like the man said, it's almost like when we was kids. Okay, I give. You got me. I can't breathe, man. Like, and the brother said, you killed me. I'm dying. And to see that, and I'm not even gonna just say all police officers, but that cop was literally evil. He literally looked at the crowd like, the knee ain't coming off until I'm ready. And when they took that knee off and tried to move him, they knew he was dead. That's why they grabbed his head and put him on the.
I didn't see it.
Oh,
He wasn't
bruh,
dead
I
then,
didn't see
though.
it.
They said he died at the hospital. The brother was dead.
Well, they supposed to say that.
Exactly.
Well,
Trust me, he was dead.
I-
He didn't die in no goddamn hospital. And they didn't give him no CPR in behind it. I'm quite sure of that.
I think
when
we
people,
all agree that it was 1,000% wrong what those officers did.
I think people are tired, and one of the biggest things that they're tired about is, you mentioned Rodney was what? 90 what?
92.
92. How many years is that?
29, almost 30.
30.
30 years?
Yeah.
How long does it take you to come up out your womb, go to junior high, high school, get you a diploma, become a doctor?
And less years than that.
So much longer are we going to go from a Rodney King till now and don't see any better results?
And
That's 30 years and you've become a doctor. You've been out of your mind. You've lived a child. Now you practicing. Yeah. How people are upset because they're trying to figure out, okay, cool. How long you going to get? Hey, look, there was this joke about this dude. He was talking about if he was ever in jail with Mike Tyson. And he said, if I was in jail with Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson wanted a little piece of me and wanted me to be his girlfriend, I would get real tough on him and I'll say, hey, how long you gonna be? I'm not gonna say to him, you ain't doing nothing to me. How long you go? Because I got some standards. I need to know how long you gonna be running up in me.
You ain't gonna be doing this all goddamn month. I ain't
So
going through this every
people
year.
just want to know how long. How long? At what point? In what year? In what decade? In what century will I be able to say?
We get mad.
I
at-
stand behind. I don't think we're going to see it while we're here on this earth. And
Wow,
I
but
think-
that would be like my mother. My mother said she didn't think she was gonna see it while she was on this earth, and she lived till she was 90. God dang.
Well, I mean, that's how I
She
feel.
lived
But
till
I
she was
think-
90.
Wow.
Because and the reason I say that is because I think it's so much deeper than just the
It's
police
systematic.
officers. It is, but I feel like I said this earlier. I feel like we have to have the right people in office. We have the right here, and with the police officers, you can have a bad police officer, right? But if the individuals, the power to be above them, are okay with their behaviors and what they're doing,
Right.
they can get away with it.
But I also-
But when you have, let me finish.
Go ahead.
When you have the powers to be above those police officers who are not going to tolerate that
Okay,
shit,
okay.
it's not going to keep happening.
Let me say something.
And,
Okay.
and when that does happen, we don't hear about it. I don't know the numbers, obviously, but we obviously need more of those people above the police officers who are not going to allow it to happen.
It's not going to matter.
And
I'm gonna tell you why.
okay, and then
5
I'm
years
not gonna
ago-
comment on this conversation.
You don't have
anymore.
to.
I'm just telling.
A number of years ago, I'm just saying what you're saying. You said people above them. In New York City, about 5 years ago, this brother shot and killed 2 police officers.
Okay.
Anybody remember that?
Right.
And the mayor, who's married to the sister, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the mayor of New York went
Okay.
out and denounced. Yeah. He talked about it because what happened was there was a case before that.
Okay.
He got on the case about he was the one that spoke up against the tennis player who got tackled in New York. Remember, he was waiting
Okay.
to go to the tennis match and they tackled him. Okay, and he spoke up against it, and then like literally 2 or 3 weeks later,
Okay.
this guy came up from Maryland and went up to New York and killed those 2 police officers.
Okay.
If you remember that story.
Now I do.
Yes, and when the mayor walked in, guess what all the cops did that were in the hospital? They turned their back on him. That's what they
I
did.
remember that.
Yes. So to answer your question, even if you have someone that's hierarchical and they are trying to do the right thing, if the police want to act a fool and still disrespect you, they do. That's why every time someone gets killed and the mayor speaks up, guess what the Fraternal Order of Police, the head guy does? Let's not rest the judgment, ladies and gentlemen, blah, blah, blah. His job is already to try to save his boys. So my point being is, it could be someone, and I'm agreeing with her, it could be someone at a higher level. The police are still going to do what they want to do. And people, every time you see something like this, it just burns. And it's like, man, every time you think it's getting better, this person. If you think about it, the last 4 years, if we did 1 case a year, it's been a bad case. This case here, the brother that got shot by the girl eating ice cream, and the young boys that got shot down, those 2 in Texas, and the boy that got shot in Georgia. Let alone the other guy that got shot by the police when he was working with a client, the autistic kid, and he told, hey, I'm with this kid, and the cops in Miami shot him. I mean, it just goes on and on. So if you really think, and no disrespect to Maria, but if you really think people are going to be up here trying to be level-headed in the street, they're not going to be level-headed no more. People getting tired. And what's going to happen, and then we're going to have these funerals, people are going to start retaliating. And then all of a sudden, the people are going to look like the bad people. But it's not, it's people are getting tired. You can't, my mom had a saying. Let me say this one thing. My mom had a saying. She said, Dannon, you can chase a rat around all day. You can chase a rat all day. Once you corner him, he's going to turn around and he's going to chase you. And as simple as that. And that's what's happening. That's what's starting. We got such a great country. It's ruined because we got greed and everything else destroying it.
All right, I got a question for all y'all. Here's the question. Why can't black people be racist?
We are.
No. Why can't we be racist? What is
we
the
can't-
basis of racism?
We can be prejudiced. We can't be racist.
And why can't we be racist?
Because we cannot control the destiny of someone's life.
Economics or destiny of someone's life.
I'm educated.
Okay. So if you have that understanding and you're saying that we need to be able to change the people that are in power. As long as racism exists, things will never change. Because the people who are in power, who has control of our laws and our economic status, don't want them to. So when you said that we need to have people in those different places, as long as racism exists, that process cannot happen.
We can be prejudiced.
Okay, I just, that was as clear as day. If
Okay,
racism is people who have control of your economical status and laws to change your life,
Change your life.
that's the reason why we can't be racist. And those are the people who run your cities.
And so
If
I
racism
said
is
those
still-
people need to change. So
How
you need the
racism
right
has to
people
go
in
first.
place there. What?
Racism has to leave first because they're not going to allow you to get in there until
What do you
racism
mean
is
they're
gone.
not going to allow you to get in there.
The same way they haven't allowed
No, we-
people to get in there. They let one come in.
No, we have to.
They let
vote.
one come in.
No.
They let two come in, but he
That's
can't.
only-
He ain't got no control. What you need to do to change the whole thing is to change everything. Everybody got to. That whole organization has to change, and the only way that could change is if racism is gone.
Okay. Well, to put all that into layman's terms, he's just simply saying we have to vote in.
No,
all
I'm
of this
saying that.
change.
That's not what he's saying.
That's
He's
exactly
saying-
what I'm
he's
saying.
Well, that's what I just said.
he's
But you
saying
said
that the
you
vote-
can't
I'm-
get.
oh
You
my
can't
It
vote
won't
them in.
happen. It won't happen until racism. Me not looking down on you
As a person.
as a person until that stops.
Because you can vote
And that's
anybody
kinda
in,
the
and it don't mean
opposite.
you can vote.
No, you don't understand. That is how.
Okay, we
the
don't have to keep
world-
repeating it. It's
That
okay.
is
I'm
how
okay
the
with
world,
not
no,
understanding.
listen. That is how.
But
the
Maria, you
world-
got to stop being
But
rude like
Maria,
that. You always
Maria-
try to
Why?
because you always cut
Because
people
you
off.
guys are just
No,
saying
but
the
you
same
did
thing,
it
and I
earlier with
know
me.
what I'm
but
hearing.
that doesn't mean that we're not able to
But
express
what I'm
ourselves.
saying
That's
is
what
the
the show was
reason
about.
why
And
you
you've done it
have
like
this-
I'm
10
not
times.
saying not to
But you
express
do it all the
yourself,
time,
but
though.
if I'm hearing it and I
But
keep
okay, we
hearing it the
understand that
same
you-
way,
well,
you
then guess
can't
what?
change how I hear
But you
it.
can't stop a man from
but
talking
it-
if he
but-
says something.
but
You
what
don't
I'm-
want to stop you.
But
You
what
can
I'm
keep
saying
talking,
is,
I'm just not gonna keep
what I'm
saying
saying
my
is the
thoughts.
reason why you have all these situations is because of racism. And if
I agree.
racism, if we can't be racism, if we can't be racist, we can't. You can't. He can't. He can't. We can't. Nick can't be racist because we don't have control of the economics nor the laws. So for you to get what you want, that means that racism has to abolish.
You know when you can be racist? If you own your company, if you own a company, and a Mexican come here and wants to get hired, and you're like, I don't hire Mexicans. You're
And
being,
I don't agree with that statement you said.
you're being
Yeah.
racist
What?
because
You agree with my statement?
okay.
It's what runs the world.
Okay.
How can you not agree with it? It runs the world.
Go ahead.
Racism runs the world. It's the reason why you don't have people in the places you want them to be. Hey, even if you vote, if you're about to win, they take it from you. So I mean, they close down. Make sure you only have 2 ballot boxes to vote. Got a line going all the way. All them people ain't gonna be able to get the
You
vote.
realize you can only get away with that type of shit for so long. One and two, when you have enough
Get
numbers,
you can get
when
away
you
with it
ha-
until somebody says something. But if the whole regime is racist, why they gonna say something? Why they gonna say something?
Do you
when
think
you
the
have
do you
enough
believe-
numbers showing up and voting to make a difference, then they
So
can't
would
get
you?
away
But
with
see,
doing
and,
that.
And every time the numbers come and show up, then they come up with a trick. Oh, the box
That
don't
doesn't
work.
mean we
This
stop
box
showing
don't
up.
work.
That doesn't mean
it
that
doesn't
we
mean you
stop
don't
But you
shout
know
out.
what?
But people
Blue,
stop
yeah,
showing
yeah,
up when
Blue.
the numbers don't come out.
And let me tell you something else to have you hit me, Blue.
You stop showing up when the numbers don't come.
Somebody else
Go
get a
ahead, go
word
ahead,
in?
dog.
Okay, go. I'm sorry. Blue.
Somebody else get a
Oh,
word in?
Go ahead, man.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Jeez. Saying that if we vote, they're gonna just take the win away from the minority.
They figure out a ways to break down the win.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. That's an excuse. We're not voting.
Oh, I'm not telling you not to vote. You don't say I'm telling you
We're
not to
not.
vote.
We're not voting enough as a black people to have enough systemic change that
Okay.
you're asking for.
Okay.
We're not doing it enough.
Okay.
You know, we might have done it in the area where the black lady was, they took her little victory away.
Right.
I forget her name, but you
Right.
know who I'm talking about.
Stacey Abrams.
Stacey Abrams,
Right.
right? But that one, maybe you can pluck off one or two other names, but as a whole, we don't.
We're
vote
only 12% of the
on-
population.
We don't vote on a local level all the way up to the presidential election.
We
don't
don't.
do it because we have to do it multiple times.
We have to keep
every
doing it.
2 years.
Okay, and
how
so
many black people you know
if
talking
that's
about?
what
Oh
you
yeah, I went to vote
believe,
today when it
then
wasn't even.
how
the
do you think it's
presidential
gonna
election.
change?
Blue.
I'm sorry?
I don't know. Yeah, because
how do you think it's gonna change if that's what you believe? That we don't
What
vote
are you
enough.
talking about? I don't believe
She
what.
said she believes
What,
that
which-
the
what
things
my
are
sister
going to
believes
change.
and what I believe are two different things.
I know that. I'm saying her. I pointed at her when I said she think things are going to change. We need to get those people in place. If we don't vote enough, then how is that going to happen?
I said we need to vote enough, and you're
Yeah.
saying racism.
You're saying it's going to
is
happen.
gonna
And I'm
keep
saying
you
it's not.
from
It's going to keep
voting.
it. No, racism is going to keep you from getting those people in those
And
positions.
I don't agree.
with- I don't
That
agree
doesn't
with
make
that.
sense.
Okay. So well, let me tell you
As
something.
a whole, we all
On my
voted
end
like
of it,
we
we've
should.
seen it. Have we seen it on y'all end? Mine's proof in the pudding.
What
Where's
end?
your
We're
proof
on-
in the
we're on
pudding
the
that
same
things
ends.
could change?
What end are you talking about?
I said on my on my end of the table
Which
that
is
racism
what
has
end?
stopped things from elevating to another level.
I agree with you.
Okay.
We're not disagreeing there.
No, well, and so y'all saying that it's not going to be the one to stop it. And if it's not the one to stop it, that's all it's been doing. So show me where there's proof that it didn't stop it.
We've never voted.
I
in
think
the
when we had
to
Obama
the
in the White House, it didn't
capacity-
stop it. Well,
We've
Mike,
Huh?
never
can you get my
voted to the
headphones? too?
capacity to make
When
the
Obama
change
was in the
that's
White House,
necessary.
everybody thought that
You all have to understand that, right?
when Obama was in,
We've never voted to the capacity to make the change that is necessary.
okay, when we did do that with Obama,
That was the
That's not
presidential
good enough. He's the
election.
president.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Okay,
It's not enough.
He's
We
locked
need
in
to.
by the
We
Wait a minute.
need all the
and by
guys
the House.
on
okay,
our
I
level.
understand, but I'm answering
Government works,
Blue's
right?
question. So
He answered my question.
He said, "When did we ever?
When did we do it?
where it made
Where it made a difference.
and it didn't. Let me say why.
It's not true,
Because when Barack was in the White House, we had more shootings. We had more killings of African American men.
Yeah, probably.
We helped.
We
We
did.
didn't put him in
Probably,
there, but
yeah.
we helped.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not, I don't.
yeah.
I don't,
No, so
I'm
no,
not
so I'm
arguing
answering
that
Blue's
with
right.
you.
I'm answering Blue's question.
He answered my question.
My whole thing is this, and it comes down to what Nick said earlier. And what I was going to ask her friend until she said, "Don't ask any more questions."
Matt. Matt is his name.
Matt.
PA. Retired trooper.
One thing you learn when you work with children in foster care or kids at risk or kids that go to placement,
Yes.
which is kids that are out coming straight from juvenile hall.
Okay.
They teach you how to de-escalate problems. That is how you have to deal with them. Because at the end of the day, anything a child does to you in that kind of field, if you retaliate, you're still the guilty one. Because they say, you know what kind of job, look at what I'm going to, you took here. So they teach us how to de-escalate situations. That's what I said earlier. Sometimes try to get a fresh face. Step back, let the person vent, whatever the situation
I got
may
an
be.
idea.
No, let me
I
know
have
the
an
bro-
idea.
Go ahead.
What about just having like a mediating third party
Okay, let me-
that shows up to these scenes where there's
I've
more
thought about
than-
that too.
More
Okay.
than two officers
Okay, let me
that are
okay,
there to
right.
deal
and
with
let me
one
and let me
person.
answer you and let me answer your
I
question.
never thought of it
Right.
until just now, so
Right,
I don't know how
yeah.
you
Well,
know
no,
the
it's
answer.
but because again, they teach you we got to go through this training to de-escalate situations. That's called having a fresh
yeah,
face.
right. And I'm saying, what if that fresh face was on the scene of
Okay,
90% of
But
these?
but here's my point.
know,
Here's my,
calls?
yeah, you're
I'm
right.
sure
But
that
here's
would
my
probably have
point.
an
Here's my
effect.
other point though. As a person, as a police officer, as someone of authority,
Mm-hmm.
you are taught, or you should be taught, how to de-escalate a situation.
They are.
I would-
Why you keep saying that? They're
because
not?
most
they
of-
are, bro.
If the cops
But
de-escalated,
they had training 20 years ago, 10 years ago. They threw that shit out the fucking window, bro.
exactly.
And training.
Egg.
They
You
do
just
have
agreed,
the
but then you
training.
just said they need training.
They-
That's
No, I
oxymoron.
did not. I did not say.
They
I
do
said
have the
they're
training.
not
They're not
doing
doing it.
You know, I asked this question before. Do you think that all cops should have a degree in
Sociology.
Sociology,
I do.
psychology,
I think you need 2 years of college.
at
Then
least
you have
before.
to pay them more to kill us. I don't know about that.
No, I think
Hilarious.
I believe
don't know about
I
that.
believe
Then you
cops.
just paying them more to kill us.
I
bruh.
believe cops should all be required.
How long is boot camp?
8 weeks.
8 weeks?
So in 8 weeks, you can learn how to deal with.
No, you can't.
That's what I'm trying to tell
They
you.
can't.
So how
they
much?
did it. I don't know, bro.
I lived in the hood my whole life, and it took me. It took me my whole life to
some of
learn
these
how to
white-
deal with my
Blue,
neighborhood.
Blue, the issue is they don't charge the cops. That's
Okay.
just pretty much what Maria said.
That's
something.
another solution
Yeah,
too.
she said something today
They
that
have
made
a-
sense. No, she made something that made sense.
Which was
Which was this was one of the first times within a 24-hour
24
purpose
yeah.
they fired the cop. You know why?
that's a big deal. That's progress.
Yes, it's progress because
In that-
the
You know me,
mayor.
don't say
in
nothing that
that
makes sense.
sense.
I'm gonna let you know that.
Yeah. Don't act like we friends.
You want to get a smile on your face?
I mean,
I'm
I'm,
just
so,
saying.
I'm like,
She
You
just-
get a
got
smile on your
like
face.
10
That was
other-
supposed to make a laugh, but I
10
guess it
other
didn't.
subjects to talk about. Like
got
we can
yeah.
talk about this probably over the rest of the night. Like,
And you know
in some
what?
cases we should.
You know
Because
what? It's
there's a lot of
6:55 anyway, but I do want to ask this question because I know you I don't know if y'all two know, but it's on y'all a little close to y'all coast. Kilpatrick is about to get out
Out what?
Oh, he is getting out.
of jail.
He's out.
Oh, wait. First
COVID.
of all, I don't think you're saying his name right.
Kilpatrick.
Kilpatrick?
It's
Oh,
Kilpatrick.
Kwame.
Kwame.
Oh, you need the
Detroit.
Kwame part. Oh,
Kwame.
you needed the Kwame part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, hell
my
yeah.
bad. My
Detroit.
bad.
He should be out.
My
I was
bad.
thinking
Hey, he should be out, and
Kirkpatrick,
Cosby. He should be out, and Cosby should be out.
oh,
Oh, I forgot about Cos.
you mean
about the
he?
Cos.
You mean you? Wait a minute. When you
She
say
don't
he
even
should
know
be
who
out,
Kwame is.
I do know who he is. Thank you. I followed the case. I know exactly who he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Him and his boo
Plus, I
was
skilled her before we
stealing
came.
money.
Oh, definitely they were.
Yeah, I know who he
Good
is.
for him.
Okay. What's your
Anyway.
question? Your sister has a question.
When you said he should be out, you mean based on time now, or what did you mean?
Because he's black.
Because it's a black man. I got
He
cabin
said-
fever.
He said,
Yeah, like maybe that. Maybe. No, because if you're letting people, like one of Trump
The
boys
white
got
dudes
out.
got out.
Okay,
The white boys got
I'm
out.
I'm about to go
Multiple
there.
white
I said
boys.
one of Trump boys got out.
Trump is signing for him.
Yeah. He's
They
signing
trying
for
to
him.
get
Yes.
Joe Tiger
yes,
out.
and he should.
Tiger Joe. Whatever.
Oh, he got out?
Did he
They
get
trying
out?
to get-
Oh,
Trying to
They're trying to
get-
get him.
he's
Cosby
trying to
got a
get
bus and
himself out.
everything.
Can I answer Maria's question?
Yes, please.
I believe that Cosby's been in 2 years now, probably. He should be out.
About
Time
2
go
or
by
3.
fast. Wow.
He's 80. The man is 80.
We got better
Two,
stuff to talk
yeah,
about than Cosby.
I know. I'm
Cosby-
like, let's
no,
get back to
Forget
Kwame.
Cosby.
Kwame, the thing is, Kwame. Wait a
Well,
minute.
Kwame didn't rape them. I mean, you know.
But he was
allegedly.
getting someone on the side.
Allegedly.
But yeah, but they dogged him
Having
out.
somebody on the side got to do with raping somebody. What?
Exactly. Guess what? They
What?
gave him more years.
How you?
Well, hold up. Let me finish. They gave Kwame more years than Cosby.
They also said, y'all missed some part of it. They also said Kwame was part of a
Gang type
gang-type
stuff.
drive-by that got a couple people shot.
Yeah, that you probably didn't read about.
Yeah. Well, he had like 40 counts of felony charges.
Yeah.
I don't know that. So maybe that's why he
Got 26 years?
got so. I mean, he
All
got
right,
the
so-
amount of time somebody gets when you kill somebody.
All right, so you want Kwame to get out because he's black and the white boys
No,
got out.
no, that's not why.
Why? You
I
want
want
him
him-
out?
What is it?
I want
He's
him to
black.
get out. No, I want him to get out because he's been put in jail for a crime that other people from different nationalities have done the same.
so
they've done the same
the
and
time-
not
he
got the
served
amount of
his
time.
time for the
That's
crime.
what I'm trying to say.
All right.
Well,
The
wait a
brother
minute,
been- I
wait a
don't
minute,
know.
because
I
now
don't
we're
know
talking
enough to
about drive-by murders. That's adding a whole nother mix than you just stealing money.
Well, that's a
from
good
That was
point
government.
Maria makes.
That's a little different.
They
Good
didn't
point,
really
though,
lock him
if
in
he's
there, but that
guilty
was a
of
part
that.
of the case. They
was
didn't
part of
put
the
him
case.
lock him in that he was.
You don't
that
want
he was
a
part, but they
murderer
said that
and
they
someone
tried to
scheming on your
connect
life.
him with
First
that,
of all,
street.
that team he was rolling
before
with.
his case, he had no priors. He had a very good record, and his family had a very good record in Detroit.
So do many murderers.
But I will say this.
He didn't kill nobody.
I
You
will
can't
say
call
this.
it-
My
you can't call
boy
it murder.
never said he didn't do it. What he said was, people in my position been doing this for years. Why I'm going to jail for it?
Problem number one.
That was the white collar part.
I'm
not the
just saying
murder,
that's what he
not the
said.
murder, but-
That's what he said.
But the gang
All right,
affiliation
so
on that. Well,
I do. Okay, you want him to get out because
Well,
he
you know,
served his
the
time.
gang side of a mafia.
Yeah, the
And
brother-
you want him to get
Yeah,
out
yeah.
also?
Do I what?
Would you like Kwame to get out also?
I would like anybody who didn't do a violent crime
Get out of jail.
to have another chance at life.
Man,
That was politically correct.
what's next?
I mean, if you think about it, plus he did a lot for Detroit. He was the part of the economical change in
Oh, yeah.
Detroit before Detroit
He did.
downtown started booming like
Everybody
it is now.
thought Detroit was
this
about
is-
to blow up.
Okay,
He
so
was kissing him while
this
he was
is
fucking him.
listen.
That's what he was doing.
I have a
Maria-
problem with that
That's what he
statement.
was
So
doing.
Oh,
people,
Maria has a problem.
when
with
Like
people
that.
do good
Yeah.
and you do so much bad, that should be when you've done good. That should eliminate when you do the bad.
I know
No,
you like
no,
Nino
I'm not-
Brown.
I'm
You know
not-
how Nino Brown was giving turkeys out for Thanksgiving? I'm joking.
I actually got one of them turkeys.
But
me
that's
say-
like
no.
what you're saying.
No,
Like,
what
but
I'm
he
saying
did so
is-
much good
no.
for.
If you know anything about the
them.
law, which you do, if you don't have priors before that, no matter what you did,
Right.
that helps in your favor. So this brother didn't have any
Sometimes, I don't know about when it comes to so many felony charges though.
A felony is a felony. I mean, felonies good.
You know, but you know, those charges is just how many times they filed it.
Yeah.
That's just
Huh?
how many times they filed it.
What?
The charges are how many times they filed it.
No, he's got 40 different felony charges.
Right, but some of them are for the same thing. They just filed
Okay,
it.
so how many does he have,
gotta-
Blue,
oh,
that
I
are
don't
not
know.
Well,
duplicated?
right here, hold on.
I don't know. I don't know.
we don't even know how many are
in-
duplicated.
I don't know. I'm just telling you
the-
street
in the-
law. I'm
in-
telling you street law.
In the chat room, they said
You know, my
Kwame-
lawyer's Pookie.
Hold up, Blue. They say in the chat room, Kwame was convicted on felony counts of mail fraud, wire fraud, and racketeering, not murder.
I said that.
They could not connect the murder or to.
They could connect
Kwame,
it to it. They
even
just
though
added
they
it to the
wanted
case.
to. They right.
Yeah.
So that's where them
So
years
that's the
came.
guy that you want to get
So
out.
somewhere
Yes,
he
I do
was
want him out.
affiliated.
I do
They
want him out of
couldn't
jail.
prove it.
How much time has he done?
He's done shit. He probably did about 5
7
years, 7
years.
years.
7 years long.
I mean, damn, it's people that
She
kill people.
read. Oh, she read. She's a breast.
It's people. It's people that kill people that get out of jail sooner than
That's what I
that.
just said. I don't know if let's take him doing the drive-by being involved. Take that out of the equation.
Well, they did take it out. It's not in
Okay,
there.
so just on the charges he had,
Wire
I don't
fraud,
know
mail
that
fraud.
you should get 20 some.
Oh yeah, he got too many time. He got too much time.
They was mad at him because he was running. And again, they probably was mad because he was a black man running shit. And they was like, we're going to make an example out of
Taking
you.
money. Yeah. They could.
You know,
throw
you know
the
what
ball-
I'd like to ask a question because I'm in the table with all of basically Philly and that area, Pennsylvania and blah blah blah. Who in y'all town was a big known or let's just say a Kwame in a sense, Kwame Kilpatrick, a black
I plead
black
the fifth.
leader.
We did have it happen in school. I don't know his last name, but he was running a.
crooked.
Yeah, and somebody that had got to
or-
a certain level that was black that like abused his power in some form or fashion and ended up going to jail.
I think the biggest we had was the.
Detroit was
school.
Kilpatrick. What was my main for
Trying to
DC?
answer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know about
The
us.
mayor.
The mayor, the
Yeah,
co-crack.
yeah.
Or you got a
I
name?
don't know. No, I just answered.
Ladies and gentlemen, Maria gets pissed off too quick. What,
It don't
do
take-
you know what it is?
It
It's
don't
hard
take
to
much.
get
The question was for
No.
everybody, so if she ain't gonna answer, somebody.
I did answer.
In Philadelphia, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I said in that part of the area.
You know, Philadelphia was the guy.
I ain't no
yes,
snitch,
because he
so
just got in
I
trouble.
don't know. I don't know.
Not
I'm
just,
not
but he's
sure.
in jail. Hold on.
So I guess y'all was living there and y'all,
He was
with
headed
your
to- I don't
ears
remember
closed
his
and
name.
eyes closed.
I know his face. I just don't remember his
Whoever
name.
it was, it wasn't big enough.
Marion Barry.
So you know,
that
so
was
y'all
DC.
know
That was
Marion
DC.
Barry,
DC.
y'all know Kwame
East Coast
Kilpatrick,
crack.
but y'all can't tell me
Thank you.
nobody in Delaware and Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Corey
Okay,
Roberts.
I can tell you somebody in LA.
They
I can tell you a
wasn't
bunch of
black,
people.
so I
in LA.
don't- they weren't black, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, my
Either
bad.
way,
They
we
was
get the
doing
book
shit,
thrown
they
at
just
us.
wasn't black.
Either way, we get the book thrown at us.
Because listen, we had Ed ran
We've had
down,
several.
but they're white. They weren't black.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
Seth Williams is his name. I wouldn't have remembered
The
that.
brother name is Seth Williams.
He was ex-Philly DA.
Oh.
And DA. That's not even.
Yeah,
You want
It
him
was
like a
big
mayor
enough.
No,
or
that's
That's
big.
big enough.
District
That's big.
attorney.
district
That's big.
attorney.
Yeah, man, you set laws in the city. You put half of the people in jail. Most black folks
Oh, but he
in
only got
every
5
city
years.
are
I think
upset
you
about the
actually-
district
Well,
attorney.
what about-
I don't think that's true.
California?
I think
What
the
about
district
California?
attorney decides whether or not to press charges.
Yeah. What about California?
So that's what I'm telling you. They
Okay,
put
fine,
most
fine,
people.
your girl up in the Bay Area. How about her?
Oh wow.
Yeah, Camilla. Yeah. She was something. And I told people about her
Or whatever.
5 years ago before she even decided to run for
AOC.
president. I put an article in there because
was the
You have a
worst.
problem with her?
I sure do.
She was throwing a lot of brothers.
She threw a
up.
lot of brothers.
And she was down with the cops. She tried to act like she wasn't, but she was down
She
with the police.
was.
Thank you.
She was.
Thank you. Somebody-
Her whole office was.
All of them.
Yes.
You know, y'all gotta
So
understand that
that's why
she's a
she
part
pulled
of.
out of the
Yo,
presidency.
she didn't even
No, that's not why.
She
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
get
yeah.
enough
for
money.
Gonzalez, the
Yeah.
little boy Eli, or Gonzalez,
didn't-
the little
what?
Gonzalez
What did
boy
she
that
do
was
with him?
abused and everything.
Y'all gotta
That was
understand
during
now.
her tenure.
That's a part of her team, light skinned and pretty. You know, she
Man,
She
I
ain't that pretty no
better
more.
come with some better information.
She look better than her now because she done got old.
Oh wow,
Yeah, anyway.
that was a compliment.
Yeah.
But from,
Okay.
but hey, look, that was a
wait a minute,
compliment
but
from
what
3
did she-
points. 3 point away.
What did she have to do with the little boy?
I don't know. I think she was just that tenure. I think she was the DA.
Because I
She-
watched that. I watched that
I think she was the
documentary on
DA
it. It was
during
so
that.
sad.
That's all I know.
She is not. All I'm gonna say is she's one of the people that abuse her power.
Is she gonna back
I
up?
don't know. I don't know enough
She
to
did.
say that about
I
her.
do.
Who's gonna back
She
her
used
up?
her booty to get up to the top, and then she went and used the power because she was banging old boy Willie Brown, and Willie Brown was the most powerful
Yeah.
dude in
I never heard
California.
that.
Oh gosh.
It's true.
I don't know anything about
Man,
any of
it's
that.
the truth.
I've
Man,
heard
look,
that.
first, let me say one thing though. I'm gonna say one thing.
You know, you kind of look like Willie Brown.
I do, and if I took my hat
With
off,
the-
I really would. I want to say
I
something.
just
real-
thought about that.
I
You
want to say
do.
something real quick,
Yeah.
and this is to my panel people here.
Right.
I will never ever talk about something that I haven't researched. I promise you that because I
Too
will
late.
never.
We know.
You know something, Blue?
We know.
You know, Blue.
I'm just.
I'm gonna stab you on your bad side.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, we enjoy you
Yes.
tuning in with us.
Corey Roberts, thank you, Corey Roberts.
We had to get back in the ring and put on our boxing gloves.
yeah,
we got our
I missed
boy.
y'all. Yeah.
We got our boy Mario. He came to join us today. We appreciate that.
Big Dave, get better.
The
One-
queen,
Thanks for having me.
the Queen Maria.
Queen B,
You know
Queen
what I'm
B.
saying?
Queen B, Queen Devil B.
She stayed true to her
Queen, yep, who she is.
her rested face.
Yes, her rest of fame. Attack and kill.
And D Green
D.
stayed
Green.
true to Soul Brother number 1.
Black man alive. I got cabin fever. I'm sorry.
Nick
You take your medicine
That's
today.
Nick stayed true to keeping us correct with our understanding of what is what.
Yeah. Nick.
And
Shalom. There he is. Shalom.
we want you to always remember, believe in yourself, because nobody else will. Much love. This is Out of the Blue.
Okay.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. Welcome, welcome to the #1 show that you will hear anywhere in this country or any other continent in the world. You're listening to Out of the Blue, starring Blue Mitchell, Maria.
Hey, it's your girl, Maria.
Yeah. I don't like to go to the gym, baby, but I like working out with you, darling. I can get my sweat on every night and day. Can I work out with you, baby? Can I work out with you, darling? I don't like to do push-ups, pull-ups, or anything physical other than you. You, baby. I can get my muscles pumped up. Oh, my muscles pumped up with you, baby. Can I work out with you? Can I work out with you? That's all I wanna do. Can I work out with you? Can I work out with you? That's all I wanna do. I don't wanna sweat at all unless it's you and me getting it on. Can we get physically fit together? Can we sweat from the morning to the evening time and then come back and work out? Can I work out with you? Can I work